What's going on, drinking buddies? Brand new podcast coming at you in just a second. But real quick, word from the people that make this happen, the people that help keep alcohol in my stomach, the sponsors, those fine folks. We are brought to you this week by the guest himself, Johnny Dove of Everdying. Be sure to check out his brand new album, Within the Recesses, at Bandcamp, iTunes, wherever you get digital music. But be sure to do it at Bandcamp because, well, he makes a little more money that way at everdying.bandcamp.com. We talk about the album quite a bit during the episode, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but be sure to check it out. We are also brought to you this week by our friends at Vinyl Me Please. Vinyl Me Please is a Record of the Month Club. The best damn Record of the Month Club. In fact, every month, Vinyl Me Please features one album that is essential to the modern vinyl collection and sends it to its thousands of members worldwide. Each record is pressed exclusively for Vinyl Me Please and has features you can't get anywhere else. Bonus tracks, inserts, colored variants, and comes packaged with a 12x12 album-inspired art print and custom cocktail pairing. How can you go wrong? Awesome vinyl, custom cocktails, and Vinyl Me Please isn't like a Record of the Month Club of old. It's month to month, no strings attached. Cancel anytime. They are just all about getting you awesome vinyl every month. So if you want to check out Vinyl Me Please, go to www.joinvmp.com/ANWD. Once again, that is www.joinvmp.com/ANWD. This week we are also brought to you by our friends at Gamefly. Gamefly.com has over 8,000 new releases and classics available to rent for Xbox One, 360, PS4, PS3, PS Vita, Wii U, Wii, 3DS, and all the old school systems. As a Gamefly member, you can rent as many console and handheld games as you like and get them delivered right to your mailbox for one low monthly fee. If you like a game so much you don't want to send it back, you can keep it for a low use price. There's never any due dates or late fees. Gamefly also offers the ability to rent Blu-ray and DVD movies as a regular part of the service at no extra charge. If you want to sign up today for a premium 30-day trial for free, one game out, shipped directly to you with a pre-addressed envelope for easy returns, no contracts, cancel anytime, go to www.gameflyoffer.com/ANWD. Once again, that is www.gameflyoffer.com/ANWD. Well worth it if you're a gamer, guys. If you just want to check out a game and you're not sure you're going to love it, what better way than Gamefly? And last, but certainly not least, the OG sponsor, our friends at Laughable. Laughable is the #1 comedy podcast app on iOS. Not only can you subscribe to your favorite podcast, you can subscribe to your favorite podcasters. Anytime they make an appearance on another podcast, pops right up in your subscription feed. Search by artists, search by performers. It is awesome. It is 100% free on iOS. Go to the App Store and download it today. Android users, I know I've been saying it for like a year now, but they assure me Android's coming out any fucking day now. So if you want to get on the waiting list, go to www.laughable.com, sign up today. The minute it drops, they will let you know. But in the meantime, if you're an iOS user and you're not listening to this on Laughable, you are fucking up bad. Go to the App Store, download Laughable right now, re-download the episode, and enjoy. Now that we got the money-paying folks out of the way, the video versions of the show are coming real soon. I'm a one-man operation, and I'm not a very talented video editor. So this is taking some time. I will have them up as soon as I can. But in the meantime, anything that is being done in the studio is being videotaped. The Games and Games episodes, because they're in a strip club, I can't set up cameras. Those will still be audio only, but everything else is going to be taped. And the minute I have a home for them and the minute I get them up, I will let you guys know. Thank you in the new year for sticking with the show. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So, happy fucking new year. We're going to kick 2019's ass. And if you could do me a solid in 2019, tell your friends about the show. If you're enjoying what you listen to, hit me up on social media. Tell your friends. Happy all you guys are here with me. And now on with the show. This week's episode is Johnny Dove of Everdying. Johnny and I go way back from my label days. We talk about shady contracts, music business, some metal rumors, just metal in general. We talk about a whole bunch of shit. It was a lot of fun catching up with an old friend while I was in Chicago. So sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy drinking, buddies.
When aliens come to take over, they look at us like we're out of our minds now. We're gonna galactic makeover, and now we're thinking that they just might be right. I cannot wait for this whole world to end. I'm gonna break out the bottle with my friends. I think they'll tell the best stories when we're gone. And now we drink.
He's talking now.
I know.
Like
I know.
that in and of itself is the strangest
Let's
thing.
see. Hold on. A 1, 2, and a... So,
Oh, there we go.
there we go. We're actually doing this, motherfucker.
Holy shit, I'm so fucking nervous now.
Oh, God.
You should have just let into it
Like I
and
used
just
to?
started recording
Like I used to?
when I don't know that it's happening, because now I don't know what to say. Oh my God.
This is the exact reason I would do that.
Why would you put me in front of a microphone?
And 5 cameras.
Is it 5?
It's 4.
I think it's technically 3.
Technically 3. But it looks like there's a 4th camera there.
Your personal reasons camera?
My technology fail camera. Like the most
Indeed.
expensive camera of all of them. The one that is just full of fucking fail.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, to be fair, it was not meant for video.
Yeah, then why is there a fucking video mode?
Because people probably wanted it, and they're like, okay, fine, whatever.
They make movie maker kits for DSLRs.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, maybe not that one. I don't know.
Even the more expensive ones cut off after 4 gigs.
Oh, they should probably retool that then.
I mean, I'm sure if you hit the button again, it just goes. So like,
Right.
Why would you want to shoot for more than 11 minutes continuously?
God forbid.
It's crazy.
God forbid.
So instead, we're doing it with $100 camcorders.
Well, I would imagine that the reason they probably cut it off then is because they wanted to sell their actual video cameras for people who wanted to shoot more than 11 minutes at a time, is my guess.
Yeah.
Having a camera that also shoots video is just nice to be like, oh, hey, I'm taking sweet pictures, and I'll take a sweet video, but, like, who cares? Because, you know, I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, when you want to take a little video of little Mary Lou blowing out the cake or some shit.
Right. When you're taking your sweet nature shots and you think, man, this tree looks great, but, like, oh, man, look at the wind blowing through the leaves. Holy fuck. And then no one cares
Just
after
fucking
that
rubbing
anyway.
out to the,
Right.
Oh, the wind against the leaves. It is going. Oh, God. I love nature.
Fucking leaves. Yep.
Do you come like in a death metal vocal style?
Is that something you would like for me to do for you?
I mean, that's why we have housekeeping, right?
Yes.
Make them clean that shit up.
I'm not cleaning it up.
I'm scared to think how many housekeepers have cleaned up my loads over the years.
I'm sure they get used to it.
Do you ever really get used to it?
They could quit.
They could. But then how are they going to eat?
Did they get a job at a different place?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's not like you just get one job and then that's it.
Oh,
I think
shit.
everyone would probably commit suicide if that was the case.
I thought they just handed me podcaster. Like, this is your lot in life. I
Hey,
would.
and maybe that's how it worked. I don't know.
And then again, if podcaster was my one lot in life, I would starve.
That's what I'm saying.
I
mean,
goes
it's-
tequila.
You know what I'm pissed about? I can't get it here.
You can just order it from the website.
Can't ship alcohol to Illinois.
Really?
Unless they'd magically changed that. Illinois has historically been unable to ship alcohol to from other places.
Well, check Ghost Tequila's website. They're supposed
I
to be
did.
able, and won't
Like
ship.
a couple months ago. Because
Oh.
I was listening. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to try it. I've kind of wanted to try it for like a long time.
It's
but
good stuff.
I finally looked in the website. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see. Just because maybe they've gotten bigger and maybe it'll happen now. No, you can't ship it to Illinois.
Huh. Indiana,
Like I said, I don't know if they changed it. I don't know. But,
Indiana or Wisconsin, maybe?
well, yeah. I'm pretty sure Wisconsin, I could just ship. I have relatives in there. So
There you go.
I could do that. I haven't yet, but I could.
But you could. And you shall.
One day.
One day.
One day I shall.
Johnny, what the fuck's been going on with you anyways?
Oh, God. Nothing good. No, I'm just kidding. I just actually released an album for Everdying. My first full length. I just had to pause to look at the camera. People listening to this are going to be like, what the fuck is this guy? He doesn't know how to talk at all.
I'll just clean that up in post. Like, the long pause will just be gone.
You should leave it there for effect.
Especially when you talk about staring into the camera lovingly.
Right. It wasn't that long. It was like 3 seconds. It's fine.
Too long.
No, God. No, it's fine. Jesus.
Jesus is not fine.
Maybe. You don't know what he actually looked like.
Well, I mean, like, he's quite dead.
Some people like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, the people that like that, we tried to stop them from killing themselves.
Right.
If Jesus was the Son of God, do you think he got forewarning that he was going to get crucified and still went along with it?
Well, isn't that part of his plan? I don't know. That guy is not even real, so who cares?
Oh, I'm sure he was a real Jew.
I mean, he was maybe a real person, but that's neither here nor there. He has nothing to do at all about my CD.
No, he really doesn't.
I don't even... No.
Not
Not at
Jesus.
all. No Jesus. No Jesus at all.
That should be the follow-up album, just No Jesus.
You know, we'll see. I'm actually almost done writing the follow-up. It's musically almost done, so maybe I'll just be called No Jesus. I'll make sure to give you credit on that one.
Awesome. It'd be nice to be attached to one of your projects again. In perpetuity throughout the known universe.
Jesus Christ.
No Jesus.
No. I'm so glad I didn't sign that.
Thank Phil.
Yeah. Thanks, Phil. I'm going to tell Phil to listen to this so he can hear me thank him.
So for the audience that has not heard Johnny on the episodes previously, Johnny and I go way back to my music days.
So Matt basically tried to fuck us into owning us forever when I was in a band called Relic. He wanted to own us always, everywhere. Everywhere.
In perpetuity throughout the known universe.
If anyone ever sees that on a contract, tell them to go fuck themselves. Just PSA. That means forever and always. Everywhere.
To be fair, I did tell you guys to take it to a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, we were going to. I'm just throwing that out there. I would not have signed that. Oh, God. That was the most ridiculous thing. Was it like 40 pages or something?
46?
So, yeah, it was talking about phonographic material.
Yeah.
Didn't even mention CDs or cassettes. It was like, if you want to cut your shit to vinyl, because we're in the 60s, here you go. And then we're just like, the fuck is this?
I believe it did mention CDs, and
I don't even know. It was a lot to. It was a lot to look. I still have it somewhere. I should have.
I still have it
found
too. I still have the copy of your guys.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh man, that was something else though.
It's like my first record deal. Holy fuck! I would have gotten fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. When I went to recording school a year later, and I took the music business course and learned what that phrase specifically meant, I was like, you know what? I've heard that before. Where have I heard that before? And I think I actually brought a copy of that with me. And I was just like, holy fuck. Yep. God damn it, Matt. God damn it. Which, as you said, take it to a lawyer. You can probably, he'll cross off what shouldn't be in there. You guys, will work around it. It's fine. But, yeah.
Oh, there was a lot of things in that contract
There
I
was-
did not agree with.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. You told me. I mean, that's just how it is. Put a bunch of shit in there, and if someone doesn't pay attention, then that's their fault.
Well, and it's also, my lawyer very wisely said, you never want to hand someone a perfect contract because they're going to come back with a negotiation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So you got to give them things that you're willing to lose.
Right.
On day one.
Right.
Like, oh.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you do that, and then for some reason they don't take it to a lawyer, and then they're like, oh, yeah, that's cool, and they get fucked, well, that's their problem, and then that's your profit, and that you're running a business and that's what you do.
I was running a business. I thought I was just running like perpetual bar tabs and live music.
I mean, that's what it turned out to be. Looking back on it, that's actually what it was. But at the time, you know.
I was trying to run a business.
Right.
Kind of poorly at points.
Hey, you didn't know. That's how you learn.
Yeah, no.
That's how you learn.
It was a good education.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it was good. It prepared you as a future podcaster.
It taught me a lot about business,
Right.
the business of entertainment and shit like that. And I feel it was a good education. And I've made some good friends from it. I
Right.
have some people who still hate my guts to this day.
Well, they probably didn't read the contract very well.
They did not.
Exactly. That's my point.
Which was hilarious. Couple years after I almost got into a fist fight with that guy at their CD release party.
Right.
He had to call me up and be like, hey, I'm starting a new project and I'm still covered under my exiting artist clause.
So was that contract still valid even though you had dissolved the business?
I don't know, and I didn't.
That's what I'm wondering.
I had no intention to hold him to it because that means I'd be liable for his recording costs.
Right. No, I know. I just happened to think about that. Like, I would imagine it would have been dissolved along with the business,
right?
Since there's no business to.
I mean, I technically could have sold the contracts to myself and the IP.
Yeah, that's true. But why would you want to?
I don't know. The problem is, 2 of the albums are still on iTunes, and I have no idea where the money goes if anyone buys those albums.
Oh, shit. You should probably find that out.
I
don't even know how you would find that out.
Right. Hey, Apple, technically I own these 2 albums.
Right.
My old business owns these 2 albums.
The old business that is now defunct.
That were put up back in those days through CD Baby. That's how they got to iTunes.
Well, you should still get the money if it's through CD Baby. You just log into that account.
CD Baby would go to a bank account that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh. Yeah, just send him a message and ask him.
Like, hey, well, then actually, no. There's no way those albums sold enough to recoup costs, so I don't have to send the artist shit. Because otherwise, I'd have to start doing 10 years of fucking royalties accounting.
Maybe you got enough to buy yourself a coffee.
My time's worth more than
It's a
what it
free
would
coffee.
take to calculate, like, how much have I made here? Do I actually owe these guys shit?
Next time you're pooping and singing to yourself, send them an email. And then you don't waste any time.
How'd you know I was singing to myself?
May have walked up and heard it through the door.
Whoops. Whoops. Oh, shit. So, your album.
Speaking of singing to myself.
Yeah. There's a good segue.
It relates.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Did you do the album while pooping?
No.
Why not?
I did record one part of vocals in my toilet. Gurgling into the toilet.
Elaborate, please.
Like, literally, like, because, that's the joke. Any band, you're like, all those fucking toilet bowl vocals. Well, I did that on one of the other EPs. Like, I got down in the toilet. And since it's on video, for those of you who are not on the video, you're fucking missing out.
You're not even on frame on that camera. I don't...
Pay the man what he wants. So anyway, we'll say that this right in front of me is the toilet, since I'm on this guy. So basically, I just stuck my head into the toilet, pointed a mic in on an angle, thus, and then did some gurgly vocals. It's the second time I've done it. That's the joke. Like, that literally is toilet bowl vocals. Like, I put a video of it on Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome.
It's on there somewhere. It's from a couple years ago. I tried to redo it, but I didn't like how it was. And I'd gotten too used to how that sounded. So whatever, I left it. Toilet bowl vocals. Sometimes you can hear the water. Like natural reverb, like it's,
So fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why. It was funny. And then I'd say, yeah, that's what I did. Literally, that is what happened.
Oh, for the audience that's watching this on video, like,
Those guys aren't drinking.
No, this is cold brew. It's just coffee.
Yeah.
It's just coffee.
I'm in Chicago right now and had kind of a rough night last night, so I'm going to take a couple hour break before I go back to drinking.
Probably a wise choice.
Yeah.
There you go. Get it out, man. Get it out.
Trying to get all the poison out. All the poison out while I'm in Chicago.
So much poison, so little time.
I know. No one's been helping me suck it out yet, so
Don't look at me.
I'm definitely not. Well,
I mean, you are looking at
you, but I'm not looking
I was
at you.
going to say, you are absolutely looking right at me.
I'm not looking at you to help with that job. Thank you.
Good, because I would politely decline.
You wouldn't even have to be polite about it.
I mean, I would. I don't want to be a dick. Be like, no thanks.
I mean, you don't have to. You didn't sign the contract.
Right. Yeah, you're my friend. I'm not going to be a dick. Be like, I understand your needs, but no thank you.
That actually, well, wasn't with a friend, but that actually accidentally happened at Exit on Friday night. Like, there after hours, dude who's a friend of mine just said something to me. I was just drunk. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. He's like, oh, do you want a blowjob then? Wait. He's like, what?
Wait a minute.
What? No, man, I'm cool. Appreciate it. Flattered. He's like, oh shit, man. I thought you just said you were a top. I'm like, oh, that's all I get for blindly just saying yes to something.
That's, yeah.
No. I'm very flattered. I appreciate it. I will keep your secret safe.
Nice.
Like, he's like, oh man. I'm like, don't worry about it, man.
I would imagine that was probably pretty embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're a stand-up guy, and you weren't a dick about it.
Yeah. It was like,
Which would have been my worry if I was that guy too. Like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna run away. I would have just ran away. I'm like,
I just kept drinking.
well, yeah, that's because you're an okay dude.
Just like, oh man, I appreciate the offer. I know I must be looking good tonight. You know, generally that's not the demographic that hits on me.
That's because you got the beard back.
True.
Yeah.
Most gay men I meet are like, you're very heterosexual. You're wearing glasses that could be nicer. Your shirt's a little wrinkled. Half the time my hair is not styled in any way, shape, or form. Nothing about you says, hey, you have your shit together enough to be homosexual.
Is that true?
Most gay men I meet have their shit together.
Well, yeah, that is true. But, I mean, obviously you are a metalhead. Most of the times you dress accordingly. So I would say, like, wouldn't that not fit into that stereotype?
I don't know. Maybe my chucks would have to be cleaner.
But I'm just saying, like, overall, like, is that still true? I don't really know.
I don't know either.
I don't really know.
Gay metalheads, get at us.
I was going to say, someone send a message, let us know, because I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you fit into the stereotype?
I would imagine that you are still better dressed than me. Like it's a Press Slayer shirt or something.
That just seems like counter to everything.
It does to us.
That's true. That is true. I wonder though. I don't think I know enough openly gay metalheads to.
And it's fucked up because the community is not the most tolerant on some things.
Right.
Which is lame.
Right.
Who cares who fucks who? Come on, we all love Rob Halford.
Right.
I have watched an arena full of fucking Wisconsinites sing along to Hell Bet for Leather.
And you just look around like, do they know? They have to know by now.
Right? Look at how he prances
can't
around that
not
stage.
know.
Look at how Rob prances on stage. How do you not know? He is dressed like a leather daddy.
I mean, he always was if people didn't know. But now it's been out for a long time. They should.
In retrospect, it's ridiculous. Like, he is wearing, like, the stereotypical rough trade outfit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And all these other metal
Yeah.
dudes are like, I want to dress like that.
Right. That probably got them into some situations, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, no, man, I just like Iron Maiden. Holy fuck.
And we're not even drinking.
No. Why? Wow. I just lost points, didn't I?
At least it was a new wave British heavy metal band you mentioned, not something completely off.
Yeah, but Iron Maiden.
No, Bruce just likes planes.
This is fucking... I haven't been drinking a lot of coffee lately. So I'm getting there. It doesn't take much. My tolerances for everything are like shot to shit. I'm blaming it on the coffee. Cold brew.
It's sad.
I know.
Sad state of affairs.
I know. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
You apologize to all those Judas Priest fans out there.
I'm sorry, all of you Iron Maiden fans. I'm sorry we were talking ill of Rob Flynn's dress code. That was worth the look on your face. I knew it was going to happen.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's like those fucking memes. You know, where it's like a picture of Pantera and it's like, you know, there's just facts about 4 other bands in the same picture and it just pisses you off.
Oh, those
Yeah.
never piss me off.
Oh, no, I think they're hilarious.
Me too.
A lot of people get pissed. They're like, wait a minute. That's not Dave Mustaine. That's Lars.
Well, if you're fooled by it for any length of time, that's on you. You should just be mad at yourself.
Well, yeah, that's why it's funny.
Like,
Man, the look on your face is priceless, though. Like, you just looked at me like, did you mean to say that? What is happening?
No, it took half a second because I'm like a little slow this morning too.
Right. And I also know how much you like Machine Head.
And I did not see them on their final tour with this current lineup.
Why?
Because they're fucking playing in Anaheim.
Well, Jesus Christ, I don't know what that means.
50 miles from LA.
Oh, okay, yeah, good call.
Like, And it's hilarious to me.
Even for Machine Head, though?
Well, I saw them on the last time through town before
Well,
this.
right, but I know how much you enjoy them.
I do.
Like, I mean, that's not that far.
In LA traffic, it is.
Right, but you just leave a day and a half early.
Well, it was also like, because it was so far and I had to be somewhere at 6 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, if this was 15 years ago, you definitely would have gone.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
15 years ago would have done a lot more stuff. Yeah, like driving up, like, yeah, let's go to Milwaukee. That's fine.
Yep. Well, let's drive to Indiana for a random hotel party.
Jesus. At least we stayed there the night.
Well, yeah, we had to. We were...
Yeah. It would have been bad coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was still a little rough the next morning.
Rough. Too much drinking. Too much mayhem.
Good times, though.
Yes.
Fucking nerds.
You didn't do any mayhem, did you?
No,
I didn't think so.
I just sat back and enjoyed your mayhem.
You didn't even see my mayhem.
I know. I just heard about the after action.
I took pictures of some of the mayhem. I had that like shitty flip phone. This is like before smartphones. Like that's the thing. Man, I'm so glad I'm kind of glad the smartphones were not a thing then.
Right.
Overall, like the amount of trouble that we all would have been in. Holy shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Yeah. No.
Yeah, there definitely would have been footage of me trashing that bathroom at the Fox and the Hound. If that...
Yeah,
that era.
Dude, I was just talking about this yesterday. Like, I'm so glad that YouTube wasn't a thing like 20 years ago when I was starting to play guitar, because I would have been one of those fucking kids who just like puts up constant videos and they suck, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is awesome, and it's like, you know, I mean, you know, put up videos, but like get better too. Like, you can chart your progress. That's fine. That's cool. I don't want to discourage people from trying to like put themselves out there, but also know that you're going to look back and be like, holy fuck, why did I do that? Just forewarning.
Unless you get a huge following from it.
Some people do, and it's a lot of people who don't know any better.
Hey, if they can monetize...
Yeah. Hey.
You can laugh at me all you want if you're going to pay me.
Right. Like, some people like stuff that's not good.
A lot of people like stuff that's not good.
A lot of people like stuff that's not good.
And that's why they keep making it. Oh.
Yeah, that's why In Flames is still a band. Have you heard any of the new In Flames?
No.
Like the newest, like they just put out stuff like...
No, I have not.
Yeah, just don't.
Okay.
Just don't.
Just don't. The last time I saw In Flames was in Athens, Georgia.
That's random. You're down there for work?
Yeah, I was down there for work with Battlecross.
Okay. The last time I saw them was they were touring with Trivium.
That's a band I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. I was on when Trivium had just put out In Waves, which is the only one that I like by them. And I was so disappointed that they, like, didn't follow it up with a worthy follow-up. That's just my opinion. And I refuse to believe that In Flames exists past, like, 2000. That's me. If you like them, go ahead and like them. They're still making a bunch of money. They're putting out... Oh, man.
Look at this amateur
You're
move.
a fucking phone, Matt. Jesus Christ.
That was an amateur move, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on.
I know better.
Come on.
See, this is how rough of a morning I'm having. I'm not even turning off my own fucking phone. I didn't check if Johnny turned off his.
Mine's always on silent. I've gotten like 3 texts since I've been sitting here, since we started.
Well, good man.
Right.
I fucked up.
It's okay. We'll pretend it didn't happen. What
No,
phone?
It's on cameras.
Not if people don't pay for it.
We will see how that works out.
But yeah, so, like, In Flames, you know, you listen to the song and you're like, okay, maybe this will be better. The thing that I've noticed, that everyone comments every time they release something, oh, I saw this clip, I was hoping maybe it would be better this time. And then you hear the song and you're like, okay, maybe it's better, and then the chorus happens and you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Someone just needs to make an In Flames mega mix of, like, the good parts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only, like... There technically are not any original members left. Technically. Anders wasn't on the first 2 releases, and neither was Bjorn. I don't believe. Not on the very first. I don't know. I could be wrong about Bjorn, but I'm pretty sure that he came on later. Either way, it's not any of the same dudes. People keep leaving the band. Whatever. I will say that Anders has gotten better at singing. He doesn't sound like whiny Jonathan Davis wannabe anymore as much. Because that happened.
Could have been. Maybe. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Here's the thing. I'll talk shit about all the bands that I don't like. The thing is, though, I will respect their decision to write the music that they want to write.
And get paid to do it.
Right. They're making a bunch of money. Good for them. I don't have to listen to it. You know what? I don't. That's the thing. It doesn't really affect me. If something new comes out, I'm like, oh, how is this? No, I don't care for it. I won't listen to it again.
Speaking of which, where the hell do you get exposed to new fucking metal? Like, honestly, I haven't bought a metal album in quite some time because there's no good outlets to be exposed to new music. So
I would say you could peruse Bandcamp. Under the search options, you can narrow it down by genre. Like if you just type in like death metal or like some subgenre, just type it in. You can sort it by best selling or newest arrivals. So you can see like what just came out or what's been selling the best consistently in that genre. So like that's a pretty good place to start.
cool.
You figure if it's selling well, it shouldn't be that bad. You know, I mean,
You give it a listen.
chances are, like, if a bunch of people, but then again, like, a bunch of people don't like stuff that you would like also.
Yeah, and a lot of people like Britney Spears. I mean, not just to look at her. There's a lot of people with bad taste out there.
Yeah. But I read this thing once that said people musically are either more into rhythm or melody, which is why, like, hip-hop and club music is so much more popular because people just, like, hear a beat and they go dance to it and they don't care necessarily. Like, they're not tuned into, like, what else is happening. And that's, I think, what the majority of the people are, you know, that's just what they're into. So that's why it sells well. And that's why it keeps going. Like, and then people like you and I are just like, well, what the fuck is this garbage? I don't dance.
Nope, I sure don't. Well, I do when you get enough drinks in me, but
Right.
that's not
right.
really dancing. Is more.
That's the thing. You're just drunk and you don't know what's happening. You're having a good time and whatever. But, like, you're not dancing to, like, express your inner feelings or something.
Oh yeah, I'm expressing my inner drunk.
I mean, I don't think that counts as a feeling.
Oh, it's
An
a feeling.
emotion. An emotion.
Drunk is definitely an emotion.
Yeah.
I get
For you
so
it is.
emotional, baby. Every time I... Anyways,
Oh, it's awesome.
as everyone just turned off the podcast.
I bet they didn't.
Oh, well, let me do another bar.
They probably just hit that 15-second skip button.
Fuck.
Yep.
How long is he going
nope,
for?
Nope. Still singing. Fuck. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I was always behind the scenes in music.
Uh-huh. That's awesome.
Oh, that reminds me of like one of the gigs at. Why can't I remember that bar on Irving Park? We did a lot of gigs at. With the horrible stage with the giant circular bar.
The one that was like right by the stage.
Yeah, where you could like put your foot on the bar from the stage.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. What was that bar called? God damn it.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Mine too.
Shit.
But
Yeah, that was bad news, dude. A lot of people got fucked up from that bar, like trying to have a pit going. Holy shit. That place is not there anymore?
I have no idea.
I don't even know. I don't remember.
know.
What the fuck was that called? Damn. I don't know.
I'm sure the audience doesn't really care all that much.
No, they don't.
But
The small percentage of them who are from Chicago, who are also metalheads,
That's-
who also have been to that venue 10 plus years ago.
yeah,
Jesus
glory
Christ.
days.
What small percentage of people listening right now? If you actually know what that place is called, send Matt a message.
Right? But we were doing one of the double tap gigs there.
Mm-hmm.
And the lead singer, I forgot which band it was doing a cover of Walk, and like during the chorus, like stuck the mic in my face in the pit.
Oh, no.
Like,
You're like, fuck.
I had to look at his face like, you represent me? Fuck. I made a horrible mistake here.
Did you at least say the right words?
Yeah, I know the lyrics.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes you get put on the spot. You're like, what the fuck?
I was drunk. It
Ah, that overrides that. Yep. Good call.
was one of my shows. Of course, I was drinking and
Right.
getting comped by the bar.
Right. Well, yeah, like, there's one time I was going to see this band that I was a real big fan of and I was friends with, and, like, the bass is like during the show, he kind of, like, leans down and, like, he's like, hey, dude, do you know the words to, like, blah, blah, blah? I was like, like, I don't know, I'm blanking, you can't put me on the spot. He's like, well, we're going to play it next. If you come up, like, if, you know, we start playing, just come up and, you know, just fucking sing along, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. And, like, they start playing, and I'm like, oh, it's one of my favorite songs. How the fuck, like, oh, okay, sweet. But, you know, it's like remember walking into a music store back in the day when that happened and you went to go buy CDs, and then you'd walk in and immediately forget all the music you liked, and then you'd have to, like, look down at your shirt to be like, what do I even like? Fuck, I own all their CDs. What else do I like? Did that happen to you too? Is that just me?
I think that's just you, but
God damn.
so much music, I've talked about this on here a bunch of times, but so much music was purchased back in the day when you bought CDs on album art. Like, I would...
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Then you forget what you like, so you're like, well, I'm just starting today, and whatever looks good, I'll pick it up, and we'll see how it is.
Yeah.
And I bought a lot of bad shit like
I
that.
bought some bad shit. I bought some shit
lot
that
of
I
bad
really
shit.
liked that was kind of like, where did this band come from?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I picked up Dismember's Massive Killing Capacity that
Nice.
way. 'Cause
Nice.
That album had like a giant battle mech on it with chainsaw hands.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the chains. I was going to say, like, I would immediately pick that up if I happened to see that and didn't know who Dismember was. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could, though. It could have sucked. I
It
don't
could
know.
have. But I bought it secondhand.
Oh, yeah, right.
In hindsight, I think a lot of the metal that I ended up getting was secondhand stuff from Northwestern's metal show when they'd
Oh,
get
really?
promo copies. Because
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of times it would be stamped for promotional. only.
Right.
And I know the guys who did that show back in the day, like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they were making extra loot by
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, they got them for free.
turning around and selling the promo copies
Yeah, absolutely.
to the secondhand record store.
Yeah.
At the time, I'm like, man, where do all these promo copies come from?
I would just take them home with me. I had a radio show in high school. Sometimes I'd see some stuff. It'd be like, oh, you got the new Tool single? It's a promo copy? I'm never going to find that anywhere. I'm just going to
Yoink.
politely take this home. Yep. So I have some of those.
Believe it or not, I was supposed to start a radio show in high school, and it just never came to fruition.
I had a few of them. Me and Cassie had one. It's pretty sweet.
I was too busy being a fuck up.
I was not.
Yeah. I spent most of high school fairly inebriated.
I did not. Later in high school, I did not.
Yeah, I just started there. And
Here we are.
yeah, here we are.
Yep.
I more got my shit together toward, like, older I got. Like, closer towards graduation, it was like,
Right.
oh, I actually work now. I'm not fucked up all the time.
Right.
But freshman, sophomore year, I was a shit show.
Yeah, but that's what freshman and sophomore year are for. Like, it doesn't matter.
Getting drunk and high all the time?
Yeah. Why not? That's when you do stuff. And then you realize, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't.
Well, my high school also will hold you back sophomore year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I almost got held back sophomore year.
Damn.
Like, I came into sophomore year with, like, a quarter of the credits I was supposed to have. I fucked around that hard freshman
Holy
year.
shit. Wow. Nice.
So, they're
Nice.
like, if you don't get your shit together, you will be a sophomore again next year. I'm like, okie dokie. So, it was summer school, no free periods,
Yeah.
buckled down, passed, and then fucked off junior year.
I actually took a class for summer school because I think I just fucked off in that class. I don't even remember what it was. It was either after freshman or sophomore year. Nah, I don't remember. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Well, my ass originally was like, I took summer school classes going into high school because I'm like, I'm going to knock this bitch out, get done early.
Damn, look at you, a go-getter.
Oh, that had no basis in reality. I was like, no basis in reality whatsoever. That was my ego 100% writing checks, and my determination and ability was never going to cash.
Well, yeah, that's what happens. You think you're going to, like, be awesome, and then you get there, and you're just like, well, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be.
You mean like the record label?
No, like everyone graduating high school and going on to the real world.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite things that I like doing sometimes is just, like, watching these fucking high school graduation speeches online, or it's like listening to them. You're just like, because they're all the same. They're like, oh, you know, we're all here, blah, blah, blah. We have such great, you know, this like, go get them, whatever. And then you're just like, you have no fucking idea. Like, you don't even know. You're just good for you that you did well in school. But wait till you get out. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and they're literally all the same. Like, if you just put them back, you know, like at the same time, I imagine they would overlap pretty well.
There's just one guy writing high school graduation speeches.
No, they're all the same because, you know, unless there really is. I never gave a speech, so I don't know. Maybe there is some guy.
Just that one speechwriter. He's like, insert high school name here. Here you go.
Yeah, he's like the guy who fucking writes all those pop hits for everyone. I can't think of that guy's name right now. I'm like totally blanking.
So the guy raped Kesha too?
Oh, Jesus.
Allegedly.
Wow. Not that guy. Fucking, what's his name? The guy from Sweden. He like...
One of the guys from Ace of Base?
No.
Fucking Nazis.
I know. It's like, no, they're a bunch of fucking Nazis. He didn't...
That
Man.
actually, one of the bars I was on last night, the sign came on. I'm like, get this Nazi shit off. And the bar staff's like, what?
Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That would have been funny if someone else said that and you're like, yeah, what that guy said.
Nope, that one was all me.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just screamed it at the bar. It was not, obviously not a metal bar because they're playing Ace of Base.
Right.
Though Exit does have blacklight dance parties upstairs now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, were you
I was at Exit on Friday.
were downstairs when it hit, or you were upstairs when it happened?
Well, I am overlapping stories.
Yeah, you are. What bar were you at with Ace of Base?
Matilda?
Fucking know what that
TJ
is.
works there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is super interesting to the audience.
What's up, TJ? Seen that guy in a long time.
Yeah. Actually, you came up with a conversation last night.
Ah.
You came up with a conversation with a couple people last night.
With who?
Well, Crystal.
Okay. Hi, Crystal.
So for the audience at home,
I don't know if she listens either.
she doesn't.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
For the
Fuck
audience
you.
at home,
I'm just kidding.
Crystal is an old friend of Johnny and I's that Johnny saw at Exit one night. Johnny had a thing for Crystal.
Yep.
She's a very attractive girl, so turns out she had no clue.
Interesting.
She's like, "You did? Really? Fuck."
Well, that's funny.
She's married. You're in a long relationship.
Right. That's fine. That's kind of funny, though.
Yeah. I looked at her like, "You had no clue? How did you have no clue?"
That surprises me. Huh.
She's like, "Yeah, Johnny always had like little goth girls around him. I didn't think I was his type."
That's not true either.
Apparently, she just doesn't remember things, though.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't remember that either.
Right. I was like, when? When did that happen?
So I put on a wig and became a little goth girl.
Right. Yeah, I don't.
9 times out of 10 when she saw you, I was with you. So.
Right. I know. It was like, yeah, we were hanging out and she was also at the bar. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. She's like, "I had no clue Johnny was into me. I totally. Like, well, damn.
Well, all right then.
C'est la vie." But
It's okay.
I also told her I was going to bring it up to you on air, so.
Sweet. Yeah, nice. Thanks for waiting. It was better this way. That's why I didn't mention you pooping and singing earlier either. Oh, that's funny.
Me pooping and singing, much like my love life.
Yep. So what mountain were you singing about? Apparently there wasn't a mountain high enough. I don't know if that was the poop you were talking about. Interesting song choice.
It's just been on my playlist recently.
That's awesome. I could hear that from the hall. Like, I walked up to the door and I was like, is he on the phone? No, he's still in the bathroom. I'm just going to wait a minute.
Oh, that actually wasn't on the toilet.
Oh, okay.
That was me doing a mic test.
I didn't. That was like a minute before I walked in, though.
Oh, yeah. I immediately put down the mic and went and pooped.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Damn. Well, that's not as funny anymore. You could say anything right now and no one would know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you gaslit me. I'm like, yeah, I did do that on the toilet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You gaslight motherfucker.
Yep. That's me. Johnny fucking Dove. Gaslighter extraordinaire. Wow. So who else did you see that?
Bunch of old
Nice.
school folks last night.
Nice. Badass.
Tried to track down a former love interest who turns out she was not working last night. So ended up in the Viagra Triangle for nothing.
Jesus Christ. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
That's a bummer. That's a horrible place to be for no reason.
Yep. And by that point, I was drunk enough where I'm like, it's after 4. I'm not going to trek down to Exit. I'm just going to go back to my hotel room.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a good call because I was unconscious in the Uber.
I imagine you were.
Yeah, I did a shared ride, so I'm sure everyone
Holy
appreciated
shit.
my snoring.
Oh, man. I bet they were all just like, oh, God, how's this going to go?
Well, on the plus side, I was in the front seat.
Well, still.
Yeah, we picked up the third passenger, and I saw on the routing that I was getting dropped off first. And I'm like, awesome, I'm getting dropped off.
Nice.
Out.
Nice.
And then I woke up, they're like, we're here. I'm like, okay, cool. Have a good night, everybody.
I wonder at what point everyone has stopped listening.
About when I sang.
Sure it wasn't before that?
I don't know. I can
And if
check.
it wasn't, then it definitely was. Hey.
Or it definitely is now. They're like, oh, hey, people we have no clue about. And
Right. That's okay.
so we're going to segue back to your music.
Okay, sweet.
Since we talked about toilets and then just tangented off.
Sometimes you got to talk about toilets.
So you got to get a magical Japanese toilet and then see what kind of toilet vocals you can get out of that.
What, a bidet?
They're better than bidets.
Better than a bidet.
Yeah. Because you can change the water settings.
Mm.
Like, water pick your asshole, basically.
Okay.
And the seats are heated.
Ooh. Okay.
And they have sensors, and
Holy shit.
they're amazing.
Man, I kind of... Damn. Okay, I'm into it.
You should. Everyone should. They're just superior toilets.
Nice. That's awesome.
And it really makes toilet paper just kind of optional.
Should be.
And this is not about your music.
No, it's not. You got so into it, I didn't want to stop.
I know. I'm sure the audience loves when I get on a Tokyo trip.
I guarantee you someone was all about it just now.
They're all about just hearing about me poop.
I imagine some of them are.
And to my one listener who's into hearing about me poop, right on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I poop just for you.
Yeah, thank you for your continued support. Yeah.
Apparently so.
Awesome. So yeah, back to the music for real this time.
For reals?
For reals, not for fakes.
All right. So you've been recording this album for a couple of years?
Yep, it's taken a long time. And it's because I don't like writing lyrics. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's bullshit.
Mm.
So for the next one, I might have someone else write them for me. And then it'll get done faster. But yeah, it's... Jesus Christ. I've been talking about releasing this thing for 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah, in all honesty, I thought you had released it.
Yeah, no, I had not. I've released other things in the meantime, but not this.
Yeah, when you dropped it, I'm like, wait, I thought, is this another?
Nope.
I'm so confused.
Nope. Well, also, the thing... Okay, here's the thing. So, like, the cover is 9 different pictures. Each picture relates to a specific song, which I got the idea from a Time Life Christmas record, an actual vinyl. I saw it in a like a Goodwill. We were just looking around, and I was just like, you know, it was, I don't remember what it was called. It was Time Life something something Christmas, some other bullshit, whatever. I bought it because I was like, you know what, this is a great idea. So it had like 12 different pictures on the front, and they're all for like each song. And I'm like, you know what, I've never seen anyone do that. So that's what I did. But the thing about that is I couldn't get the art done until I had the lyrics done to where I knew what the song was going to be about. So everything just got pushed way back. Like musically, it's been done for like a couple of years. I've just been like, you know, re-recording, just doing other things and coming back and working on it again, like whatever.
You're like the J... Or the... Wow, I just butchered that. So, whoops.
Yeah, I'm like the J... yes.
You're like the George R.R. Martin of lyric writing.
Right. I don't...
I was about to say J.R.R. Tolkien.
I mean, it's basically the same guy.
Sure.
Right. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
They have letters.
Yeah, I mean, it's letters, man. No, but anyway, I'm just trying to anger people. What do you mean flipping, like, someone just flipped a table. They're not the same guy. What the fuck? And then they just put
They flipped a Hobbit-sized table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Little guy.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, so I don't like writing lyrics, and it just took a while. And I've been trying to get my recording studio going also. So, like, I flip-flop back and forth. Like, I'll get on kicks where I'm, like, all about this one thing, and I jump, you know, whatever. So it took a long time, which is why I put out other stuff in between. Be like, well, this is already done. I can just do, like, I had that 6-song, like, acoustic EP thing. I was like, I'll just put this out so that I'm not just, like, dead for 3 years. So that's why that came out. And then also why I released that other single a couple months ago, because I had the art for that done. And then I really wanted to cover that Cure song, which was Burn, for anyone who hasn't heard it. You know, the one from the Crow soundtrack. If you want to hear it with blast beats, that's your thing. Pretty cool, I think. But, yeah.
Especially because Johnny put on a Robert Smith wig for it. It's amazing.
I should have documented the video for that while I was doing vocals with my Fat Bob outfit on.
Should have.
Son of a bitch.
You can just go back and overlay the track.
I know at this point I can just pretend and be like, yeah, this is vintage video from whenever, and it was like that same day.
Do it.
I probably will. I probably won't. Yeah, it took forever to come out and whatever. Like, it's been... I went back when I was going to upload everything, and I had decided that the mix was final like 5 months ago. And I'd just been trying to figure out art, and then I would just forget about it because some other stuff would come up, and then like, whatever. So, it came out. It's out now, finally. It's my first actual full length and not just an EP.
Buy it. Buy it now. Consume.
Yeah.
That's where people just turned off. They're like, oh, you're pandering to us.
Like, oh, you're selling shit? Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit.
Selling stuff. Don't you know this is just a long-form infomercial?
Basically.
The worst infomercial ever.
Buy my book.
Buy my book.
Yeah. But, like I said, though, the good news is, for anyone who actually cares, the next album is almost finished musically, and then I just have to figure out the vocals, but not the lyrics, because I'm going to make someone else write them.
Never miss actually being in a band?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Absolutely not. No. No, I don't. Nothing against anyone that I've ever been in a band with. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I don't know if anyone I've ever been in a band with actually listens to the show. If you do, I didn't mean anything negative towards you. We had a fun time. Not for me. Trying to get everyone's schedules fit together just to even practice. God forbid a show.
God forbid limited touring you guys did.
Well, Relic was the only band I toured with. Like the other bands, we would just play some shows, but even trying to get people available for the same date to play a show in and of itself was hard enough, especially when you have people who are in multiple bands. And I mean, I get it. Do what you want to do. Like, be in a bunch of bands if you want to stay active. But, like, also, you know, it's just that thing where, like, you're in a band and people are not on the same page as you. And it's difficult.
Well, a lot of bands, especially in the Chicagoland area, don't treat it like a business.
No, they don't at all. And that's the thing. Like, you either treat it like a business and take it seriously or don't. You can't have both. You can't be somewhere in between.
Well, a lot of the bands, at least in my experience, the ones I worked with, were just expecting to keep playing out and then have some A&R rep magically stumble into the bar.
If anyone still thinks that that's how that works, that is absolutely not how that works.
Oh, I
at
know.
all.
I know.
I hope that if anyone listening is under the impression that that's how that works, that is not how that works.
Well, it technically worked that way for a couple bands because I was that magic A&R rep.
Yeah, but those are the outliers. Like, you know,
Well,
like,
and-
over all of the bands. Like, and it just, man.
And also, the label was one dude who worked a 60-hour-a-week day job
Right.
on top of running the label
Right.
and barely knew what he was doing.
Right. But that's the thing. Like, if you want to take it seriously, then take it seriously and, like, actually figure all that stuff out. Or just don't and have a good time and play shows with your friends. Either way, that's fine. But don't, like... The problem is when everyone's not on the same page and you have people who want to take it seriously and then people who don't. And then people who are just flaky and do want to... You know what I mean? Like, all kinds of people are in bands. And, like, if you notice, a lot of, like, the bigger bands or bands who are more successful... They all have people on the same page. If any of them have had the same members for the entire career of the band, that very rarely happens, and they lucked the fuck out.
I can't really think of any really long-running bands where it's all original lineup.
Right. I mean, there are some... I mean, like, outside of metal, I think it happens more, maybe. But either way, like, there are some, or they've been together for, you know... Even the same lineup for the last 10 years out of 15 or something. Like, they found the right group of people who are all on the same page, who all have the same attitude. Like, that's the thing. And, like, if you're a local band, you have to pick one and go with it and just dive right the fuck in and do what you need to do. And don't expect that if you just play shows and only promote on Facebook and don't actually tell anyone that you're just magically going to not be a local band anymore. And a lot of local bands don't get that.
Yeah.
Like, take your shit seriously, buy decent equipment, make yourself sound good, put on a show. Don't fucking just stand there like an asshole. Holy fuck.
Oh,
I'm going on this rant now.
well, before you do, you've heard me give that speech to people before they went on stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. If anyone's in a local band, or if any of you have friends who are in a local band, pay attention to national touring bands, international touring, anyone who's on tour. Look what they do when they put on a show. Take a hard look at yourself, and what do you do when you put on a show? I mean, I'm not saying go out and spend thousands of dollars on an elaborate light show, although that will set you the fuck apart if you want to look like you know what you're doing. You know, dress for the job you want is like the shitty analogy. But like, seriously, pay attention to what these bands do. They generally have a unified look for the most part. They don't just fucking stand there like an asshole. Don't just fucking stand there looking uninterested. Holy shit. Do something worthwhile. Make people like actually want to see you again. That's the thing.
Make people talk about your performance.
Right. And that's the thing. Don't. Also, the biggest fucking thing. If you fuck up, don't make a fucking face. Don't make any kind of face at all. Whether it's like a little smirk, a little grimace, a fucking thing. Like, unless you can transition like into a headbang and you're doing it so no one sees it, don't make any noticeable anything that you just fucked up. Because I fucking notice it. Other people who are in bands will notice it. The general public won't. But don't be an asshole. If you fucked up, don't let it, because you know what? No one knows. No one knows. Like, I mean, I know, but, 90% of the people who are there for most genres will not know.
Right. You're not fucking Metallica, who's played that song thousands of times, where a diehard fan is going to be like, that note was off.
Right. And like, especially if you're playing a song that has not been released yet, no one knows. They're not going to remember it from the last time you played it. Like, if you fuck up a couple notes in a solo, fucking go with it. Whatever. Like, just,
That's how we play
going.
it now.
Right. No one knows. No one will know. By the time they hear the CD, or like whatever song it is when it's released, like, even if it comes out the next day, they won't remember, like, note for note what you just played. And if they do, they're that one guy, and like, so what? I think it's weird, though, for metal, because people seem to pay a lot more attention to shit like that, which is really odd. But just don't do it.
We are a genre full of nerds.
Yeah, it's really interesting, because a lot of, like, the rules, in air quotes, for people who aren't paying for this video, they don't apply, because metalheads are really fucking nitpicky about shit. Which is all the more reason, if you fuck up, don't let anyone know. Like, just, like, that's the thing. A show, it's a performance, it's a show. Like, if people wanted to hear the CD, they'd stay at home and put on the CD and, like, give them a reason to come out.
Exactly.
Like, do something that's worth them paying $5 to $30, depending on where you are and what you're playing. Like, do something good. That's just my take on it. Local bands stay local for a reason, because they don't have the forethought to think ahead and look at what all these higher up bands are doing and, just do what they're doing.
I agree.
Don't be a dick. Also, yeah, don't be a dick. Fucking support shit. Support shit that you like. Don't necessarily support shit because it's local. A lot of people, like, there are a lot of bands that suck. Don't be like, oh yeah, local is the best. Like, nah, because then they're going to keep being shitty. That's the thing. Like, support what's good, but also, if you don't want to be that shitty local band, fucking get better.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm really in the position to give advice, because I'm not doing any national touring, but that's not like my major goal. So this is just what I've noticed.
It's my experience too.
Right. I've just noticed that, like, you can immediately tell, like, when a band is probably not going to go anywhere, even if they're musically decent, and they just don't put anything else into it.
And that is the biggest takeaway I got from running the label was I feel like every band I worked with were musically talented. They may not necessarily be your cup of tea. I know there was a couple acts on the label you were like, why?
Well, because I wasn't looking at it from a business standpoint. I was an elitist extreme metal dickhead, which I'm not as much anymore. I mean, I'm very opinionated about what I like and what I don't like, but I'm also like, I understand the business end of it. So like, yeah, that makes sense.
But most of those bands were never going to go anywhere.
Right. For a lot of those reasons.
Yeah. Nothing like one of the bands I worked with. 2 mechanics in the band couldn't keep a van running.
Yeah, that's, what does that say about you, like, as a person? Oh, God. That's your job, and you can't even, like, out of your 2 jobs, which directly relate to each other. Jesus Christ.
No, those were the biggest takeaways I took away from running the label was like, oh, you can have all the talent in the world. If you have no drive, it does not fucking matter. Drive will get you further than talent.
Right.
100%.
Yep.
Funny thing is, I was bullshitting with one of the guitar players from one of the other bands, and half of one of those bands has been playing out around Chicago under a new moniker, a different style of music. He's like, I think we're getting to the point where we could use some management. I'm like, no thanks, man. Like, what? Love you to death.
Yeah.
But you are never going to make it.
Right. I really wonder if they were actually getting to the point where they really needed management. They probably weren't, is my guess.
No.
They probably just thought they were. They're probably, well, if it's one of the bands that you had, I would imagine that they're older. So they're probably have the same line of thought that they did 10 to 15 years ago, which is not at all how the music business works anymore.
It didn't work like that back then.
Well, no, I mean, even it more so then than now. Absolutely, even though not that, but it's like they have the same idea and it's not going to happen. Like, I mean, the thing is, if you want to get signed to a label now, which honestly you don't necessarily need to.
You definitely don't.
If you're smart enough about it, and there are plenty of resources online that you can do, and like you don't need to. But if you want to, the thing is, no one's going to take a look at you unless you're already successful at what they're going to do. They'll just take what you're doing and make it on a larger scale. So you basically need to already be doing, like, you don't just be good and then you're signed. Like, you have to be consistently playing shows, have a huge following who actively engages on your social media posts. Not like, if you just go and buy 100,000 likes, it's very obvious when 3 people like your post.
Yeah, there's 0 engagement
on any whatever platform you choose to be on. Like if it's significantly off, it's real obvious. Like, and then also if a label comes along and says, okay, well, let's show me your stats, and then they notice that all of your likes are coming from Indonesia, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, that's not accurate at all.
Right.
That's the thing too. Like, if you want to take it to the next level, you basically have to put yourself there or be on the right track for anyone to take notice. And then, unless you just want to be on a label for like a distribution deal, and that's cool too, but that's a distribution deal. They shouldn't even really call themselves a label at that point.
Well, at this point, are you really concerned with physical media? What do you really need a distro deal for?
I mean, some people are. Like, I plan to release physical CDs. I have not yet. Well, this is actually the other part of the reason why I wanted to do that, like, each song has a picture thing. So, like, I am also a screen printer. So my plan is I'm going to screen print, like, maybe 150 digipacks. Like, I already got all this stuff. It's going to happen, whatever. Then I'm going to do bonus copies where if someone happens to like any particular song or the art for that song, I'm going to do a different digipack that has just that song. I might do like 10 copies of each song or something. So the cover will just be just that cover, but bigger. And then also there's going to be a bonus track, which is going to be an acoustic version of that song. So if someone really wants it, they can, it'll be like a couple bucks extra because I have to make extra shit. But like, it's not going to be significantly more. But that was also the plan, to do this super like extra stuff that I haven't seen anyone else do before. We'll see if it works or not. But
right, but you have the ability to do it, so why not?
Right, yeah, exactly. I mean, if you really like track 3, well, here, if you like the art for it, here's like a physical copy you could hold in your hand, that I myself printed, like, at my house. Like, I made it, here you go. Like, I did pretty much everything for it.
Have you thought about doing vinyl? Because that's making a big comeback.
Too expensive for not having any, like, label backing, which is the other part of, like, having a label or something, a distro deal, if they would have cheaper vinyl prices. Vinyl is really fucking expensive, especially to do short run. Like, I'm just going to make 150 just because I found a good deal on some digipacks and I can just make a bunch. It's going to take a long time before 150 people buy a physical CD because, like you said, that's not what people are into. I've had a few people ask me if I'm going to, and I said, yeah, it's on the way, but, like, most people, like, they just don't care anymore.
No.
That's why I'm not going to buy, like, 500, you know. I had some guy actually send me an email. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, if you're interested in this, I can, you know, we'll do, like, a distribution deal. I can, like, print CDs or something. I'm like, you know, I'm going to do this, but I already got it. You know, he's like, well, here's the deal. Like, you know, I'll print you, you know, 100 digipacks or, you know, a couple hundred CDs and then just pay this amount of money plus $100 for international shipping. And then I'm just going to keep like 50 copies or something for myself to sell. And I'm like, no, dude, for one, I already said I got it. For two, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to do that.
That's not a distro deal.
No. He was, yeah. And then it would have been released like under his like label. So then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be attaching myself to any of that. Like, I'm good. Thanks. Like, plus I already said no. And then you sent me your spiel after that. Like, I already said if I need like the last line of the email is like, well, I'm going to do this, but if there is anything that I need from you, I will let you know. And then his immediate response was like this 2-paragraph thing that he just copied and pasted. You know,
yeah, it doesn't
like,
even sound like a reputable business at that point.
Well, no, it's not. It's just like some dude. And I mean, I applaud his like sending of the email. Like, how do you know until you try? Like, you know, good for him. That's how you.
Unless
you
it's
know.
a full-on scam.
It didn't seem like a scam. It seemed like it wasn't the best deal. But like, I think it's just some dude who wants to try and run a business. Like, it was some small fucking extreme metal thing. I didn't even look at his like distro or whatever the fuck he was doing because I don't care. But either way, I was just like, you know, polite. No, thank you. I'll let you know. And then he just hits me up with this. I'm like, get out of here. Like, I'm definitely not. Whether I was actually considering it before, like, absolutely not now. Like, you just fucked up. Like, you know, I mean, if he's gonna send messages to 50 bands a day, like, I'm imagining that will work on some of them. He'll make some money, but
probably on some bands that probably shouldn't be spending a dime on
oh
shit like
no
that.
Yeah, right, which is probably like, you know, that band that you were just talking about, people who think that that's actually the way to go now, and it's not really. No one really, majority of the people don't fucking care. Like,
They don't.
you know, all my stuff's on like so I released it on Bandcamp first because you just upload it, then it's out there, whatever. I had not gone through an online aggregator to get it to all of the other streaming sites like CD Baby, or not CD Baby, like iTunes, whatever, you know. And people were like, oh yeah, cool, when's it going to be on Spotify? I'm like, you can go to fucking Bandcamp right now and listen to it for free. Like, but that's what people do now. So I'm like, okay, well, it takes a few days, so I'll let you know. And then I put it up. I'm like, well, now you can listen to it. Like, that's what people do now. So selling CD is not necessarily in your best interest. Also, I think that the majority of the people won't actually buy physical things unless you're playing shows because you're already there. And it's like, well, why not if I'm here?
I don't even think they will then.
You have a better chance of it because if you put on a good show, which goes back to what I was saying before. If you put on an awesome show and then they're like, hey, we have CDs, we have shirts and stuff, you have good designs for your shit.
I think they'll buy shirts.
You know.
Maybe a couple people buy CDs. In my personal experience, when I was 10 years ago and people were buying CDs, it's been longer than 10 years at this point.
Yep. Not much longer.
A lot of times people would be like, I'll pick up the CD if I have money after I'm done drinking.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, rather than buy it online and pay shipping, if you're there in the moment and you're like, if the band put on a great show and you're feeling it and you're like, fuck yeah, like, you might go back and buy a CD. I mean, I've also had people be like, oh, I'm just going to go home and download it. I'm like, well,
cool.
I mean, don't tell me that to my face. That's kind of shitty.
People do it to porn stars all the time.
Oh, no, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's That's super shitty. Like, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
But don't tell me you're going to rob me.
Right. And I mean, I've had people be like, oh, yeah, like, you know, there's a couple of people there, and they're like, oh, I want the CD, I want that. I'm like, oh, I'll just buy it, and then I'll burn it for you. I'm like, well, you don't say that when I'm right here. Like, like I said, do what you got to do. I've done it. Everyone's done it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't have money. I get it. But, you know, maybe don't say that when the guy who's trying to sell you something, because, like, they want to make money. Or at least have someone, like, appreciate their art, you know?
Right. But, curious, while I got you here, we should talk some metal news.
Okay.
Did you see that thing with Jared Threaten or whatever his fucking name is out in the...
I saw something about that. Yeah, refresh my memory, though. I know that he, like, made some fake...
So, for the audience at home, this was
stuff.
Kind of big metal news a month or so ago. This LA-based band or vanity project of one dude managed to, through flat-out fraud, book a whole UK European tour.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
He created a fake management company, a fake label.
Yep.
Paid for followers on social media.
Yep.
And then paid to play in a lot of these venues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, paid the booking costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other dudes in the band didn't even know.
Right.
That was the thing. Like, he did it. Yeah, they thought everything was legit. That's fucked up.
And then he gets out and he's playing in front of whoever the local openers were bringing out.
Oh, yeah. Wow, man. Yeah, that guy's something else.
It's fucking insane.
That's, man, like, the thing that I don't get about that is why would you go through all that trouble? You could have put all of that time and effort into actually finding people who like your band. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming something is not, you know, he's not right in the head.
I have not listened to...
You know, or just a shitty person, but, like...
I haven't listened to any of the music. I have no idea.
Oh, I haven't. I don't care. You know, I just... Dude's a scumbag and did scumbag shit. I'm not going to support that, but, like...
Fuck no. Well, and the thing about it is, he, even in his, like, Q&A with Rolling Stone, he wasn't exactly apologetic. He was like, I'm being interviewed by Rolling Stone right now, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's... Right. Then he ends up getting more popular, even though it's on bullshit, but it's like... I mean, at what cost? You know? Man, dude, there is, like... You know that one tech death band who has been largely accused of half-speed recording and then speeding them up? And, like, he makes all these videos with, like, clocks in the background and be like, oh, yeah, I can actually play this, but, like, he can't. Dude just consistently makes posts online, like, just talking shit just to, like, try to get himself in the public eye. But it's like... I'm not going to name him because and it's a bunch of bullshit, but it's like, you know, it's one of those dudes who just tries to start shit, and it's like, that's why that band is more popular now, because that dude is always starting shit, and everyone in the community shares that shit and makes fun of it, but it's like, you're still talking about it. He's succeeding, whether or not every single person, like, hates him. You know what I mean? It's just like, I guess that's one way to do it, you know?
Just play the heel.
Right, like... It's not the best way to, like, get exposure. I mean, you know, there's a whole thing, like, there's no such thing as bad press. But if that's consistently what you're doing, and you're not even touring with your band and you're taking a break, and the rest of the band isn't really getting credit and they're going out, and it's like, it's a whole shit show. Like, maybe don't. You know? Like...
But people are still giving him press, so why would he stop?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's why he keeps doing it. Like, you know, I know about that post because, you know, I had some people, like some friends of mine share, and I saw it in some groups, and it's like, it's making its way around, and like, it's a big joke, and people are making memes about it because it's funny, but it's like, I mean, you're kind of just, this guy's winning, basically. Like, you're doing exactly what he wants. If you just stop, it'll go away. But no one will because everyone loves to talk shit.
It's so fucking crazy.
Right, but it's the same thing. It's like if you put all that effort into, like, you know, trying to, like, make your shit good or, like, do something and, like, don't be a dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of wasted time and effort.
But is it really a waste? Everyone's talking about him.
See, I don't know because...
We don't know how it finally plays out.
Right, exactly. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, you're getting a lot of responses and your online stats are shooting up, but like, you know, you're also kind of a joke. You know what I mean? Like, so really, like, you know, depends how you look at it. If you're just taking it as a joke, then, you know, whatever. Be a joke then.
But well, we'll see how it all plays out.
Right.
In other metal news, Pat O'Brien from Cannibal Corpse.
Dude. That was interesting. I don't know what happened. I mean, you know, I don't know that guy. I'm not that guy, so I don't know what really happened. I know that whole thing is fucked up. I also thought that it was interesting that they tried to set up fundraisers, like, immediately to, like, for his legal fees and such. Like,
Wanting to get him a house again.
well, yeah, right. But, like, here's the thing. I mean, if all that stuff, like, actually happened that he's being accused of and, like, how it said it did, you know, the guy's kind of a scumbag. You probably shouldn't raise money for him. I understand wanting to, like, help out, you know, the metal community and, like, you know, we're all supposed to be, like, a big brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like, there's that whole thing, like, oh, I'll help you, you know.
Us against them, brother.
Right.
Why did
right,
I do Hulk Hogan there?
Right.
I don't know why I just did Hulk Hogan.
I mean, because you said brother.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. I mean, you could have gone with, like, a Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yours is much better. Much better.
It's because we went to the same high school. But, yeah, but I thought that was real interesting. It's like, so yeah, this dude's house burnt down, and it was real bad because of all the, like, exploding fucking ammunition and whatever else he had going on. But then, you know, he allegedly, like, broke into someone's house and, like, assaulted people.
And allegedly assaulted the police, too?
Yeah, right. So, for all of that, like, you know, maybe don't support that guy, because that's kind of shitty. That's not, you know, you don't do that. Like, that's what I found interesting. It's like, I get that he lost his house, you know, maybe help him out, raise some money for that. But also, like, don't bring it into people's houses and assault people, and then don't assault police. And, like, if you're on some kind of drugs, which I don't know if he was or not, I'm not saying that. But, if that's the case...
I hope he was.
Well, honestly, I hope so, too, because that's fucked up. But, like, if you're doing that, then, like, you know, obviously you have bigger problems, and maybe you should get some kind of help for it.
Well, if it's drugs versus mental instability, you can just stop taking drugs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, just, you know, maybe don't, or maybe, like, some jail time might be better, you know, some place where you can just...
Chill out for a few.
Right. Just, you know, maybe don't do that kind of stuff. But, like, you know, that's why I just thought it was interesting. Like, all this shit went down. It's like, man, this guy might be a scumbag. But then it's like, all these people are going to, like, help him out financially. It's like, well, I mean, you know, maybe you could not, because, you know, I understand giving someone the benefit of the doubt, but just because he's in a really popular death metal band, it doesn't mean that he's a good dude.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, I am a huge Dissection fan. He still killed someone. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, he doesn't like gay people. He still killed someone. Like, that's kind of like, well, you know, that dude is kind of a scumbag. Like,
no, you're definitely a scumbag at that point.
you know, like, I've bought his CDs. It's one of my favorite bands. Like, but, you know what I mean? Like, if he were still alive and he were to go to jail, I'm not going to, like, send him money. You know what I mean? Like, that's
right.
like, well, come on, dude. Like, you know, your music's good, but, like, well, you know.
And speaking of metalheads in legal trouble, do we ever know what happened with Decapited's rape charges?
They,
I know they were allowed to go back to Poland.
they're allowed to go back to Poland. It was, oh, God, I don't remember what the term was. It was, like, dropped, but not dropped. So, like, they were cleared to, like, go back home and everything should be done, but it's not, like, closed or something like that. I'm not a fucking lawyer. I'm not Carl, the party lawyer.
This is what we need Carl for.
I know. God damn it, Carl. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what the thing was. I just remember reading that it was something like that where it was like they were okay to go home. It was pretty much like closed, but it was not entirely officially closed or something. So I don't really know what happened. But like, I mean, that kind of fucked them up. Like, they
Oh,
probably
yeah.
won't tour here ever again.
Hell, they probably won't be allowed a visa to do it.
Well, that's not, yeah, I mean, right. And, like, the thing when that happened, too, was it was the same thing. Like, everyone's coming to their defense, and, like, those were some pretty serious allegations, and, like, my opinion is don't really pick a side until, you know, you find out what really happened, which will come out in the court. And, like, I try to trust the court system because, you know, that's how things go through. I don't know what really happened. Like, if that did happen, then they're fucking scumbags and they, you know, they should go to jail and serve their time. But if they didn't, then that's fucked up that, like, they got falsely accused and now the rest of their career got fucked up.
Do you think it's really negatively affected their career at this point, besides not being able to tour the U.S.?
Well, yeah, because a lot of people jump to conclusions and say they're a bunch of shitty scumbags and we're not going to support them anymore. Like, immediately, because, you know what I mean? Like, in the current, like, climate where women can accuse people, or, I mean, anyone can accuse people, like, the public generally kind of just is like, oh, yeah, well, you're guilty.
Yeah, you're just instantly guilty in the court of public opinion.
Right. Which, like, I'm not going to get into because that's a tricky fucking subject, and you should believe people because maybe it did happen, but maybe it didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not...
Well, and this is why we should do innocent until proven guilty, like it's supposed to
Exactly,
be.
which is why I try to trust the court system, because just because you said someone did some horrible thing, maybe they didn't, maybe they did. I don't know.
I mean, there's
You know.
a ton of mistrials of justice. There's so many unprocessed rape kits out there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a bunch of garbage. Like, the whole situation is just fucked up.
Yeah,
But-
I totally get why the court of public opinion just jumps to condemning people, because a lot of times, even when women do come forward, it's fucked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I know that a lot of the times, like, that stuff does actually happen, and you should if someone makes an accusation, you should absolutely take it seriously, because, you know, more times than not, it actually did happen. And if you're going to accuse something of, like, something that serious, like, I don't think that people just go around doing it for fun, because that's fucked up. You know what I mean? But, like, also, you know, you should listen to both sides at the same time. Like, don't just, you know,
Don't just
lock
blindly...
someone up and throw away the key because someone said, like, oh, you did this thing.
Right. You shouldn't blindly believe anyone.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. That was the short version of what I was trying to say.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like, but I think it probably did hurt their career. Absolutely, because no one wants to be associated with that, whether it's true or not, which is, like I said, could be unfortunate if... Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think they were found not guilty. I don't remember. It was.
We
some
can just
weird
Google it
fucking
right
thing.
now.
Yeah, we
have this
could.
internet thing
We
right in front of us.
Well, you know, that's... There's a similar situation going on with another band that I've been a really big fan of for a long time, that I'm friends with some of the guys from, where some ex-members are accusing the vocalist of, you know, some heinous, long-reaching, like, things against girls and whatever. You know, emotional manipulation, blah, 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 whatever. Not good stuff. But it's like, you know, on one hand, if you have a couple dudes who are in the band who are saying this, like, oh, this person really needs, like, mental help, and they, you know, because they're creating a dangerous situation for people. But on the other hand, it's like, well, I mean, what's, you know, it's kind of hard to go one way or the other, because then you have all these people defending this dude just because, like, their fans are like, oh, he's been, like, really nice to me. It's like, well, maybe he didn't want anything from you. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know.
I'm sure there's someone that said Hitler was nice too.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's... Man, yes. But, you know, I've just been trying to watch both sides, and it's like, it's, you know, it's hard to not believe when all of these people have all of these other people, like, backing them up and saying, yes, this person has been doing these things for the last, like, you know, couple decades, and they do need help, and, like, he's hurt, like, emotionally hurt a lot of people. And, like, yeah, but it's just like, well, I mean, we also need to hear what he has to say, too. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird fucking situation, and I don't know how to, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like the Dissection thing. Like, they're one of my favorite bands, but that guy was a scumbag. Like, do I stop listening to them? Like,
yeah, the rest of the band didn't do anything wrong.
Right. Like, it's a weird fucking thing. Like, at what point, like, you have to separate, like, art from...
Do you never watch a Roman Polanski movie?
Right, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, you know? Like, do you not listen to David Bowie anymore? You know what I mean?
What's up with Bowie?
Well, because he, like, you know, allegedly underage girls, something.
Oh, I didn't know that was on Bowie, too.
Yeah, there's something about that. I don't really know the details. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, like, same thing. Like, some people do some stuff that's probably not cool, but then, like, I'm not saying we should. You know, it's just a weird situation, because I'm like, what do you do? Like, maybe don't support them going ahead, but I'm not necessarily going to stop listening to this band because they were still, like, a large part of my life. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just really fucking weird.
Yeah. It is, what do you do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not... It's just an interesting situation, because what are you supposed to do? Like, hopefully this person gets help for, you know, a multitude of reasons, and then these things continue to stop. But, like, you know, it's like, I'm just kind of confused about the whole thing. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I still listen to Dissection. You know what I mean? Like, but obviously, like, I don't, you know, the dude's kind of a scumbag, so I don't know.
I don't know either. I do not have an answer on what you should do. The one thing you definitely should not do is purchase more of their stuff to burn it.
Right.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. Yeah. That... that whole thing, that's funny. I can't believe people are so fucking stupid. People are so stupid. It really cracks me up.
Yeah, that is one of the most ridiculous responses. Like, I hate you so much, I'm going to put money directly in your pocket to show you how much I hate you.
Right. Like, right, maybe destroy whatever you already have. Don't go out and buy more, because then guess what? If they see that sales just went up dramatically, like, oh, okay, they're doing, you know. Well, it's like that guy in that band that I was talking about, like, who just starts shit online because, you know, he's just saying a bunch of bullshit and people share it around. It's like, well, obviously you're just feeding the fire at that point. Like, he's not going to stop because it's working. You know, like, dude, it's not going to go away if you keep fucking paying attention. Like, just stop paying attention. Don't go buy shit to fucking burn it. If you don't like someone, don't fucking support them. Like, that's the way. You know?
But people are fucking dumb.
People are really fucking dumb. Oh, man.
Well, the most famous example of that shit was when Nike used Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah.
And that was insane. Like,
I can't even believe that was a thing. I cannot believe that.
I can't believe it's a thing that people are getting that butthurt about him kneeling in the first place.
That's what, yeah, me too. I don't get it. Like, how does that really affect your personal life? It fucking doesn't.
At all.
It does not. That dude didn't come into your house and punch you in the face. Like, doesn't matter. People can do what they want to do. That's the whole point of, like, the country, you know?
Right.
For the most part, you are allowed to express yourself how you wish.
Well, and on top of it, when people are screaming, it's anti-patriotic, is up until a handful of years ago, players were still in the locker room during the national anthem.
I was just going to say that is a recent thing. That is a very recent thing.
And it's because the military paid for it.
Right. That is absolutely a recent thing. And
so you're upset about corporations, or
right?
Well, the military's not a corporation, but you were upset that the military paid into this as an anti-patriotic because your military spending isn't doing what it's supposed to.
Right. You should be more upset that the NFL doesn't get charged for taxes and doesn't contribute anything to society, rather than some guy having an opinion and kneeling for something that they shouldn't even be standing out there for anyway, because they never were. And guess what? No one cared then. When was all the outcry of like, oh, why aren't they out fucking standing for the national anthem? No one ever gave a fuck.
Right.
Until this dude kneeled because he was trying to like take a stand for something he believed in, which is also like what the military is fighting against, like, for you to have that right. Like, so guess what?
Oh, I thought they were just fighting for oil.
Know, well, that's really what they're doing. But, you know, under the guise of protecting everyone's freedoms.
Right. If there was oil under Colin Kaepernick, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Right, exactly. That would have been like, oh yeah, we're going to make a lot of money off this guy. But yeah, I don't understand it because, like, people just get so upset over shit that doesn't fucking matter.
Well, it doesn't affect them.
No, it doesn't at all. Like, who can't, like, why would you get upset about that?
You don't like gay marriage? Don't get gay married.
Dude, oh man, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I was driving around in Andersonville or Boys Town. I don't remember how far north I was. Just see two dudes walking across the street holding hands. And I was like, and I just like sat there and I thought, and I was like, you know, why the fuck would that make someone so mad that they want to go like assault these people or yell at them? Like, who the fuck cares? Like, they're walking across the street holding hands. How the fuck does that doesn't affect me. I'm going to drive away and I'm going to forget about it. I mean, I didn't forget about it because it's a couple months later, but that was like the one time that I sat there and thought about it, you know, out of all the times that I've, you know, seen shit happen. I don't like why of all things would you let that affect your life? Like, I don't understand it. Like, are you still able to go to your job and make money and support yourself? Yeah, you probably are. Does that affect that? Fucking no, it doesn't. At all. Not at all. Like, who cares? The only reason that you should hate a homosexual person is if they come and punch you in the face. And then again, that has nothing to do with their sexual orientation.
And you
unless
probably
you said some hateful things toward them because of it. And then that's your fault too.
Yep.
So really, you know, just shut the fuck up. Don't let it bother you.
Yeah.
Like,
who gives a fuck?
Know.
Who people fuck? Who gives a fuck about who they worship to? I mean,
right. Dude, as long as you're not trying to make me do whatever you do, fucking do what you want to do. I might think you're an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And like in terms of religion, because I do. I'm opinionated that way. I don't care about your sexual orientation. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. Make people happy. As long as everyone's down with it and you're not hurting anyone or doing anything like, you know, illegal in the sense of hurting someone. You know what I mean? Like,
right. If no one was harmed in the process of this fucking.
Right.
Fuck away.
Right. Unless they wanted to be and then they said it was okay.
Yeah. Consensually harming.
Then that's fine. As long as everyone gives consent and they're not underage.
Which also varies wildly state to state.
Right, which is kind of ridiculous. But, you know, the whole point is, as long as everyone's down with it, sure. You know, do what you got to do. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't affect my daily life. Shouldn't affect yours either. I don't get it. I've been really trying to, like, not be as upset about shit. Because, like, it doesn't matter. Like, why spend the energy being angry if you don't have to?
Oh, that's why I'm not.
You know? Well, it's like, it's what I was saying about In Flames before. Like, yeah, I don't fucking like any of their music now, and I haven't for over 15 years. But, like, guess what? I just don't listen to it, you know?
Well, it's like when people have a dissenting opinion about art that you like, and, like, they apologize to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, I hate that movie. I'm sorry, man. Like,
right.
I had nothing to do with the creation process.
Right. Don't apologize to me. Like, unless you said, "Oh, you're an asshole because you liked it and I hated it," then yeah, apologize for being a dick. But like,
unless that's what you're implying with disagreeing with me.
Right. Well, I think sometimes, depending on the context, that used to be the case, where you're just like, "Oh, you like that fucking band or you like that fucking book? Like, get the fuck out of here." You know, it's like,
yeah, but people say it in a completely normal tone, like, "I thought that movie sucked." Sorry.
Right. Yeah, it's like you don't need to apologize because your tastes are different than
mine, right?
Like, that doesn't make a difference. Well, you know, it's. I don't want to keep going back to the In Flames thing. Like, I talked with Jesper at Exit one time. They did like an after show at Exit like 10 years ago when we still went there all the time. It was probably more than 10 years ago. But I got to talk to him, and I was like, dude, like, thank you for, like, you know, your first few albums. Like, from the bottom of my heart, like, that shaped who I am, like, as a musician. Like, thank you very much. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. And he's like, so what do you think of, you know, like, the newer stuff? I'm like, it's not for me. Like, I don't really like it. You know, I don't listen to it. I like what I like. And he's like, man, all these people are trying to say, like, we sold out and this and that. It's like, you know, I don't write the same music that I did when I was fucking 16. Like, this is just where we're at. I'm like, dude, I support you. Like, I also don't write the same, you know what I mean? Like, it's, unless you're a Mon Amarth and you've made a career out of consistently putting out the same album, which, by the way, I'm glad that they're finally getting recognition because they've always been awesome, but they always have basically put out the same album. So if you own one, you kind of own most of them.
There's a couple, like, slight variations.
Well, they used to be more melody based, and then they were more riff based for a while, and then they kind of go back and forth. But it's still overall basically the same. Which, like I said, I support that because that's what they do, and I'm glad they're finally getting recognition.
And they do it well.
And they've been doing it for so long, and they are really good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, write what you want to write. Like, I fully support anyone. Like, do what you want to do. Just because I don't like it, I'm not going to call you an asshole. I'm not going to say, oh, fuck you. Like, I mean, I have before, and I've since changed my opinion because, like, that's just stupid. You know, like, if I don't like it, you know, unless you came and punched me in the face, which you didn't, I won't say fuck you, like, whatever. I also didn't talk to Anders because I didn't really have much to say to him. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say to that guy. You know, like, I'm not going to say, hey, your vocals sound like whiny Jonathan Davis wannabe. And that's what you want to do, whatever. Like, I just won't talk to you.
Korn was a very successful band, so...
No, I know. I mean, if that's what you want to do, do it. If you want to try something out, do it. Like, I always... Like, any band... Like, I try to tell this to people, like, anyone who's on the fence, you know, they're like, oh, I'm going to put out a new CD. It might be different from the last one, or I'm trying to experiment with shit. Put out what the fuck you want to put out. Someone's going to like it, someone's going to hate it. Fuck them. You know, if people like it, cool. If they don't, they can listen to something else. Like, do what makes you happy, and then whatever.
As long as it's not Saint Anger.
I mean, some people actually like that. I don't know why, but that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, they liked it at the time. Like,
oh, wait a minute, I'm on camera. I can't roll my eyes like that.
Right.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, even the thing about that, I understand what they were going for. It was more of like an attitude. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't end up sounding that great. But, like, that's what they were feeling at the time, and they were trying to go for a thing, and then just a lot of people didn't like it. But that's... And then they learned, and then they didn't do the same thing on the next one. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm of the opinion, musically, or, I mean, any kind of art, fucking do it for yourself. And if other people like it, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, if no one buys my fucking CD, whatever. Like, one of my friends sent me a message, like, right after it came out, and he heard it, and he was like, dude, this is, like, my favorite album of the year. It's, like, helped me, like, emotionally as an outlet for a lot of stuff that I'm going through. And I'm like, well, fucking A, cool. That's great. You know, if no one else buys it, or no one else listens to it, like, you know, that happened, and that's cool. And I liked it, so whatever. You know, whatever. People are going to like it, people aren't going to like it.
And that's the real important part, that you are happy with it.
Right. Right.
Because I'm sure there are commercial artists out there who are putting out stuff that they're not happy with.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're in the business just to make more money, and you're doing all that, like a lot of these pop stars who have writing teams of 20 people writing repetitive songs that basically all sound the same.
That triggers something in your brain.
Well, yeah, because that's what, you know, people are inclined to gravitate more towards that than, like,
well,
whatever.
there's a certain chord progression that...
Oh, yeah, right.
That, a ton of the top pop hits
yeah, well,
use.
I mean, that's why everything sounds the same, because that's also, like, the trend, too. Like, that's what you do, you know? But it's... and I don't know how any of those people feel about the music they're putting out. I'm sure that they're happy they're making a bunch of money. And that's just the kind of people that they are, or not. I don't really know any of them, so I can't speak to that. But, like, you know, I mean, you have to have, you know, I can't see that they'd be super content with, unless they figure that they're making people's lives better, and then that's cool. But
or they just want to be famous.
Right. Maybe they just want to be famous. They don't give a fuck.
Like, I don't care about art. I just want to be famous.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's, you know, that's fine.
The last thing I want.
Well, not you specifically. Obviously, that's not what you want to do, because you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not what I want to do. I'm not, you know, we're sitting here wearing fucking municipal waste t-shirt, and I'm wearing a shirt of my own band. I'm that fucking guy. I don't give a fuck. If no one else is going to, I'm fucking going to. I make them because I want to wear them because I like them.
I almost brought a Relic shirt with me.
Hey, that's cool. I make shirts that I myself would wear, and I make music that I myself would listen to. So whatever, I don't care. Well, I do have a Behemoth hoodie on, so that's, you know what I mean? Like, we're sitting here doing this. Obviously, we're not trying to, like, make a shit ton of money doing stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't say no if it happened.
No, dude, if someone wants to pay me a shit ton of money to do what I'm already doing, great. Give me a bunch of money. Awesome. But whatever.
All I've ever really wanted, even in the label days, was to make enough money to live comfortably doing something I enjoy.
Right. Exactly.
I never, ever want to get famous enough where I couldn't go grocery shopping for myself.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That seems like a big fucking pain in the ass hassle. Like, I don't want to have to, like, put on disguises just to go out in public. Fuck that.
Your beard's a little big for that, too.
Well, that, too. And I probably have to shave it. I'm not going to shave it. I've spent too much time not shaving it. And I don't want to look like an asshole.
Just stuff it in your shirt.
Yeah. It's... Yeah. Yeah, no thanks. Fuck that. And then I'd start to be a dick to people because I just want them to leave me alone. Like, I understand, like, you can't be nice to everyone all the time, especially when you have, like, hundreds of people always trying to come up to you and wanting everything. Like, I understand, that probably sucks ass.
Yeah. When you're trying to have a meal with your family.
Right. If, like, if me and my girlfriend were, like, sitting eating dinner somewhere and someone came up and was like, hey, dude, I dig your band. That's awesome. I'd be like, well, fucking hey, thanks.
But it's like, hey, can we take this selfie?
Right.
Oh, can we take another one that didn't come out right?
Right. And then 5 more people come up and do the same thing, and then we walk out and there's 10 more people and everyone's trying to take fucking pictures. Like, then that, yeah, like, go fuck yourself. Leave me alone. Don't be a dick. But I'm not trying to make that kind of money. I don't care.
Yeah, that's one thing like LA living's gotten me accustomed to. Is like, oh, I just see celebrities. It just happens.
Oh, yeah, right.
And it's just like, meh, whatever, that's cool. Hey, I go to the same Korean barbecue place as Lawrence Fishburne.
Nice.
Walked in there like a month ago and like, oh, hey, he's right there at a table. Cool.
Right. Yeah,
I'm going to go get lunch.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, as I've met people in, like, higher-end, like, death metal bands, it's like, you kind of just get over it. Where it's like, I would rather shake someone's hand than try and get 10 pictures. I just want to be like, dude, thank you. I just want to shake your hand. Like, thank you very much. I'm good with that.
That's how I am with celebrities, too. It's like, hey, nice to meet you. If they are like, hey, let's take a picture together, then I'll take a picture.
Oh, yeah. If they're like, oh, like, do you want to take a picture? I'd be like, I don't really care, but sure. Like, I met this dude one time who was in a band, and he, we took a picture. He's like, hey, cool. And then he, like, he had some signed fucking 8x10s, and he just, like, gave me one. And I was like, okay. And, like, I didn't really want it, but, I mean, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't going to ask him to, like, sign some shit, but, like, that's cool if you want to give me your signed picture. Like, okay.
Have I ever told you the story about the first time I met Vinnie Paul?
I don't think so. I'm guessing it was not that time at Exit where I hit his head and he had no idea.
No. Even though I did repost that picture recently.
I saw that. It was amazing.
It was during AVN 2010.
Okay.
I was not connected enough to get into some of the good parties at that point.
That picture was taken before 2010.
Well, I didn't really meet Vinny.
Oh, I guess we just took a picture with him.
Yeah, like that's not
so
really...
that picture was before then. So that was, I guess, the first time.
Yeah, but I don't really count that as meeting Vinny. Like,
it doesn't matter.
Continue. I don't think I said a word to him like, hey, we're posing for a picture. You're going to go back to your drinking.
Yeah, I don't even remember how that came up. I just remember taking a picture and I was like, hi.
Yeah, exactly. But this is me actually meeting him.
Right.
So at the time, Mandalay Bay. No, not Mandalay Bay. Whatever fucking... The Venetian, wherever AVN was taking place. There was a rock club next to Tao. Because we couldn't get into Tao because I didn't know anybody then. And we didn't have a bunch of girls with us.
That would contribute to not getting in somewhere.
So I'm dressed like a douchebag. Because we were trying to go to a club.
Right.
We walk into this rock club and I'm like, man, they're playing a lot of fucking Pantera tonight. The fuck is going on? Look up at the bar, see Vinny. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Right.
Roll up like, hey, man, huge fan. I know I'm not dressed.
Right.
Can I buy you a shot?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure. Round of vodka.
Okay.
That he let me pay for.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. we're shooting vodka. Okie dokie.
Like, not what I was expecting, but sure.
We bullshit for a couple minutes. You know what I'm up to now? I'm like, yeah, you playing out in hell? Yeah, I've seen you guys a couple times because they toured with Machine Head a couple times.
Right.
He passes me a laminate promo for the new album and signs that. Like,
Right. And you're just like, well, okay.
Okay,
thanks.
man. Thanks.
Right.
I do appreciate your hustle that you're Vinnie Paul and you are still
Right.
carrying around
Oh, yeah.
promo material for
Right.
your new album
Right.
and just
Right.
handing it to people.
See, that is kind of weird that he was at a bar. Like, at least I saw this guy at a show that he was playing at, and then he just had a bunch of pictures like at the merch table, and he was like, "Yeah, just take one." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
No, we were at a bar.
Yeah, that's a little excessive.
I appreciate the hustle.
Oh no, yeah, right. I mean, good for you for like keeping awareness because I'm sure a lot of people don't care. I mean, I didn't like that band, but
Oh, I didn't either.
right.
And I've partied with them a couple times because they were Vegas based.
Well, yeah. I mean, just because you don't like the band doesn't mean the people aren't cool people.
Oh yeah, no, I
There are
partied.
plenty of great people who are in shitty fucking bands.
Yeah, one I will not mention at the moment because they're friends of mine. But
Oh, there's friends with a bunch of people who are have either are now or have been, you know. But dude, that's the thing though. Those people always have the most fans because they're like the most outgoing people ever. And they're like, they just suck at what they do. And it's just like, oh, well, that's weird, you know.
the band I'm thinking of doesn't even necessarily suck at what they do. It's just not my cup of tea.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying more about like local bands who like, you know, there's that one shitty local band who always like packs the place that they're at and then they all leave right after. It's because there's the one dude in the band who is not musically very talented, but they're the most outgoing and they have the most friends, and that's probably why they're still in the band, because they bring people out, and that's why those bands get popular.
Or that dude really should be doing the job I used to do.
Right. But you can't just tell them no because they bring people, and you know, if they kick, you know, if that band kicks that guy out, that their fucking
They're
turnout
done.
comes to zero, and then
They're done.
they have to start over again.
Done.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But, rest in peace, Vinny, by the way.
Yeah. Rest in peace. That's a bummer.
There will never be any semblance of a Pantera reunion.
There shouldn't. There should not. Anyone... Okay. Here we go. Anyone who has ever said that Zakk Wylde should have been a part of a Pantera reunion should get punched in the fucking mouth. Fuck you. Zakk Wylde ruins everything with fucking pinch harmonics. And fuck... He's a great guitarist, by the way. Seems like a pretty good dude. But fuck that. That's bullshit. Why would you want that? Listen like any song that's ever been recorded by some other band that he has played on after the fact. Hey, I'm just going to play pinch harmonics for everything. Get over it. Get over it. Please don't. Do it tastefully. Don't like... I don't get it, and I don't understand why... First of all, why anyone would want that. Leave it alone.
Mucho dinero.
I'm saying fans. Like, why do people keep saying, oh yeah, wouldn't that be great? Like, you know what, man? Like, it probably wouldn't. Like, maybe just don't.
Well, I think part of it would be there's probably a whole new crop of Pantera fans that weren't old enough to see Pantera when they were around.
But, I mean, I get that, but also, yeah, but I don't think that's the case for the majority. It's just people want to, I mean, I understand wanting to see a band again, but also, like, all of those people probably play Pantera songs in their sets with their new bands at some point. I don't know if Rex does.
Well, Rex plays out with Phil all the time.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, when he's in his bands that don't have Phil, you know what I mean? Like, whatever bands he's in.
I don't know what bands he's in without Phil. Because I think he's in Phil and the Illegals or whatever they are.
Well, right, but there is...
And Down.
Right, but there was that other band. I can't think of the name of them right now. But I know that he was in another band because... Weren't they, like, touring with... They were either... I remember there was some situation where, like, that band and either Hell Yeah or one of Phil's bands was playing in Chicago at the same time. And I was like, that's kind of funny that they're both here on the same date in two
It would have had to
separate
be
venues.
super joint if it was not with Rex.
Yeah, it was, yeah, it might have been Super Joint. But yeah, he was in some band. I honestly don't know because I liked Pantera at the time. But I don't really care after that. I liked Vulgar Display of Power
Everyone likes Vulgar Display of Power.
because it's great.
Yeah.
I don't really like much after that.
There's some good tracks on Far Beyond Driven.
There are some decent tracks on Far Beyond Driven, but overall, I don't own it. I'll never own it.
Reinventing the Steel and Great Southern Treadkill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was never super into them. Like, I really liked Vulgar at the time. I was like, yeah, badass, but I don't really care what they're all doing separately because that's not what I'm into. But yeah, they're just, some of the things just should not be a reunion for, just because like it's not going to be the same. And also just leave it alone. Like, go watch a video. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I don't know. Don't fucking do it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Plus, you could pick someone more fucking suited than Zakk Wylde.
Who would you see? Who would you want to see?
I don't know, but why that guy? I don't know why that's like the popular fucking...
Well, because Zach was good friends with Dime.
I'm sure a lot of people were good friends with him too. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't understand why, like, that guy out of all the people, why it's the one person I continually see everyone saying, like, oh, this should happen with this person.
Because he's a good guitar player and he was friends with Dime. I would kill to see Rob Flynn do it.
I mean, they could do a bunch of fucking people, you know, like...
They do a Dime Fest every year.
Right. Well, it's like when they did, you know, that Alice in Chains stuff, when they had all the guest vocalists. That was before they got back together, right?
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have been... But that's what I'm saying. Maybe do something like that, like, if you're going to, or maybe just don't, because...
Hologram Dime.
Jeez, fucking holograms. Doesn't need to be a hologram.
Hologram Dime.
God. I mean, now you'd have to...
Hologram Abbott Brothers. Come on.
I was going to say, like, now you have to have 2 holograms. Like, why not just have a hologram fucking show? And then what's the point then?
All holograms, real Phil.
God.
It's like, no one will play with him. He's a Nazi.
Right. Like,
allegedly.
That would just... Man. Stop with the holograms. Like, that was kind of a cool idea for, like, a couple things, but, like... I swear, I saw somebody was trying to say, oh, you just get a hologram, like, earlier. I don't remember what band it was. But, like, you don't really have to. You know? You don't need to. Or, like the Death reunion-ish thing that happened where they had, like, the revolving kind of lineup. Like, I mean, that was cool to see because, you know, I never got to see Death while Chuck was alive because he had disbanded them and then he died shortly after. But, like, you know, the last time they toured in Chicago, I think was like 98, and it was 21 and over. And I was not 21 yet, so I could not see them. So that was cool to, like, go see those songs. But at the same time, like, yeah, I guess it was all dudes who were in the band except for whoever was on guitar and vocals at the time. But then it wasn't really the same thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, well, you know, I could just listen to the CD or... not, you know, like, it's cool to see, but it's not really the same, you know. Or like all the Queen stuff, you know, like Queen will play out with whoever they have singing, like whether it's
Adam Lambert.
Yeah, well, him, and didn't they do something with that other dude who, like, does a spot on Freddie Mercury? Like, there's this dude, I saw videos of him on YouTube, and it's just like fucking spot on. It's like eerie. I don't know if I'm sure he played with them at some point. Like, you know, that'd be cool too. But at the same time, just like, well, you know, I mean, it's not really like, I don't know, you know.
Well, I've never seen new lineup Sepultura.
Yeah, I don't really care about that.
Well, it's crazy because you can replace almost any of the musicians in a band.
Mm-hmm.
And people will still go, that's that band.
Oh, yeah.
The minute you replace a vocalist, for the most part.
It's because that is, like, the main focal point of any... That's, like, the signifying thing of that band. Like, because even, like, the same members will change musically. You know, they evolve over time. They write different stuff. Like, I mean, even Death. Like, look at every single Death album. Never sounded the same.
Yep. that's why
Chuck
I
was
still
the
like-
only dude in the band consistently. I mean, I'm sure all the other people influenced part of the writing stuff, but maybe he wrote everything before and he just wanted to try different shit. I don't really know. I'm not Chuck. But, it's like that. It's just like, that everything else changes so often that it doesn't really matter. But, like, the vocalist is usually, like, the main defining feature of any band. Because that's what most people care about, is the vocals and, like, the lyrics and stuff. So once you do that, once you change that, that's like kind of get thrown off, or people hate it, or they don't hate it, whatever. But yeah, it is kind of weird, and it's also weird that like non-metal bands, when that happens in genres outside of metal, people like flip out over like any member change, and it's like that happens all the time.
Right.
What's wrong with that? Like, what do you mean? Like, okay. I mean, unless you're like Stone Temple Pilots and you got Chester Bennington to sing for you, that's fucking weird.
Yeah. That
was kind of a weird choice.
Did you ever hear any of that stuff?
Not good from what I heard.
Oh,
I
that's a
saw some
bummer.
like live clips. It was not good. I mean, that dude was a great vocalist at what he did. I'm not saying that guy sucks. I was just like, I remember at the time I was like, well, that's an odd decision for them to make.
Yeah.
But then again, that's also the vocalist change. Like if someone had replaced like Dean DeLeo, I mean, their music. Well, if they were just going to play live shows, a lot of people probably wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah. Or hell, someone trying to replace Chris Cornell in Soundgarden. That.
Oh yeah. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's a main fucking thing, and usually a lot of those guys are very unique in what they do.
Yeah, I've never seen new Alice in Chains because I can't imagine them without Lane.
Oh yeah, I have not. I would like to I guess just to say that at least I saw them, because like, dude, some of their songs, like that guy does do a pretty good job. Like some of the songs on their newer stuff, like it almost sounds like it's Lane and Jerry. And you're like, well, that's fucking weird, because I know it's not. But also, dude, when that happened and they got back together, I was kind of like, I was almost of the opinion that, maybe you should just change your name, because obviously that's not Alice in Chains anymore. Also, it's however many years after the fact. So like, but at the same time, it's like if they had changed their name, people would have just been like, well, why don't you just call yourself Alice in Chains? Because musically it's going to be like pretty similar, even though it's way more modern. And you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those weird situations.
I don't know. People were okay with Velvet Revolver and...
Well, yeah, but that was like a totally different band. You know what I mean? Like members from different bands getting together and doing something different.
True.
No, it's... Because I thought that like the Alice in Chains stuff, like I think it was kind of different enough, especially having a different vocalist, that they could have just changed their name.
One Lane had such a distinct vocal style.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but then again, like I was saying, it's like, well, you also are basically the same band, so it's like I could see people on either side of it. But fucking name changes are kind of funny. Here's some fucking drama that I just saw online. There are some local bands. This one band, I don't know anyone in either of these bands. I just happened to see it because someone shared it or someone's talking about it. Like this one band was going to change their name because they apparently they got some older members, like the original lineup again, and like they were going to be slightly changing musically. So they thought that they would change their name. They ended up, which first of all is fucking stupid. Like, just because you're not playing live anymore and you're just going to be a studio project, like that's not, don't undo all the stuff that you've done. Like that's a horrible reason for a name change, even if the music is like kind of different. Like that's stupid. That's a bad move.
In all reality, the only reason you ever change your name is legal reasons. Like if you don't have the rights to it.
Right.
Otherwise,
right.
If you can legally use your original name.
Right. Which they could because they had been, but apparently they felt that it would be a better idea because whatever the reasons were.
Unsuccessful artists making unsuccessful decisions.
Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess they had done some sort of touring, but they were not on like a large scale level. So whatever, bad move. But they just happened to pick the name of another local band who had been around for like a similar amount of time. I think the other band had actually been around for like a year longer than they had. This other band was not as popular. Like I went and looked at both of their like Facebook likes, and like the touring band had probably 20 or 30,000 likes, and this other band had like 700 or something. They've been around longer, but obviously like,
For whatever reason, it just didn't hit.
Right. So like, first of all, you're going to make a bad move and change your name for stupid reasons, which you shouldn't have, because then you're just undoing everything that you've worked for, building this brand up, and like, that's fucking stupid. Like, why would you even do that? Just for not even that big of a musical change. Like, first of all, I don't think it was...
Unless your original name was bad, because we are on a podcast that has been renamed.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, even if it was bad, you've been a band for 6 or 7 years, and obviously have done some, like, national touring and released a couple albums, and you have almost 30,000 people liking you on Facebook. Whether or not they paid for a lot, I don't know. I didn't look into it. But, like, that's a significant number. It's not just, like, a few hundred people, like, oh, we kind of do stuff. Like, they seem to be taking themselves seriously. So, like, why would you just shoot yourself in the foot? And then it's like, also, why would you name yourself this other fucking band that already has the same name in the same fucking town in a similar fucking genre? Like, they're both metal bands. One is more of like maybe a core-ish kind of I don't know. This other band is more whatever they are. Like, they're both somewhat under death metal. They're just on either side. Doesn't matter. So, like, why would you change your name to this other band? And then there's like this online battle, where like fans of the lesser known one were like commenting on this band who like had changed their name, saying, oh, you guys are fucking dickheads, like this name's already, like, they were just handling it really poorly. And it's just like, dude, you guys are making yourself look fucking awful. Like, if this band is changing their name, send them a message. Like, don't have all your people like start attacking them, because then you look like a dickhead.
Right.
Like, you both end up looking like dickheads.
That's what you have a lawyer for. Have them send a cease and desist.
Right, exactly. And, like, the band who changed their name, like, I noticed that they were not responding directly to any of these other people commenting who were saying, like, oh, fucking assholes, his name's already taken, maybe you should fucking blah, 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 this and that. And, like, I was like, well, at least they have the sense to, like, not, because then they're handling it more professionally, but also apparently not professionally enough that they, like...
Did a little research.
Name. Well, no, apparently they knew about it, because like the one band was like, oh yeah, they knew about it. They just said, oh, there's just going to be 2 of them now, so they just apparently didn't care.
That's not how that works.
Exactly. Right. And that's why it was just like, wow, you guys are just both making yourselves look really bad. Like,
fucking idiots.
That's a bad idea. So like, yeah, don't change your name unless it's unless you're going to be like death metal, and then all of a sudden you're gonna like
play pop.
Yeah, you're gonna be like a thrash band. I mean,
no, you can even make that change.
Yeah, that would even be
like,
similar enough.
We're doing ska now,
right? Yeah, if you're gonna be like a punk band or something,
that'd be great. Like have some like brutal death metal,
right?
Like,
right.
We play ska,
right?
Do.
Yeah, like if it's something like that, like yes. Or
all of a sudden there's a giant horn section on stage. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Or if it's like a significant lineup change, and you're like, I mean, they said that they had all the original members back, but like, if they're original members, then they're original members. You know what I mean? Like, that's who you started the name under. Keep going with that.
Right.
Like, that's stupid.
But imagine the visual of like a death metal band coming out on stage, like dressed like a death metal band, and then like a ska horn section just walking out behind them, like
that. You could, if done right, that could happen.
It would be just the looks on the audience's face would be.
Oh yeah. Well, if they didn't know, then yeah, right. I was going to say like ska-core is the thing, so that's kind of already happening. But yeah, like that would be funny if you're expecting one thing and then you're like, wait a minute, what's this?
Like, what are these dudes in checkered hats with horns doing?
Why are there 10 people on stage? This is a 3-piece band. What the fuck?
Touring in a ska band's got to be the worst.
Dude, it's probably so expensive. Holy shit. Oh, man. Yeah, it probably is. Damn.
That and Slipknot.
I was going to say that, but, like, luckily they're making enough money that it's probably okay.
Well, and my theory on Slipknot's always been that really there's like 4 guys that actually do stuff, and they just brought all their friends with them when they got a label deal.
Oh, yeah, there are too many superfluous people who, like, don't really need to be part of it. I mean, they had a vision and a look, and they did something that no one else was doing, and that was part of it. But I'm pretty sure that, like, all of those people are not credited as writers on the album, or if they are, they didn't actually do any significant writing. Like, it's probably 3 or 4 like core dudes.
There's probably not many people getting publishing royalties.
Right.
Out of that band.
Right. Unless that's part of like the contract that they worked out that like we're all, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I don't know their fucking legal deals.
Because
but-
they were an Iowa supergroup.
Right.
Most people don't realize that Stone Sour existed before Slipknot.
Right. Yeah, it's that whole thing is kind of funny. I love that people are like, well, you know, their first album or their early stuff was like death metal, but now they're just garbage. It's like, well, they're also making a lot of money and they found something they were good at. And
Well, the first album is
know.
fucking new metal. It's not death metal.
no, I'm saying previous to that, like apparently they used to be like more of a death metal band, and then they just like went a different direction.
Well, Clown is a marketing genius.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like they hopped onto something, they ended up getting good at it.
Well, he also owned the venue, that like the local venue
Right.
in Davenport.
Right.
Where anytime a national act would come through, he's like, well, we're putting Slipknot as your opener.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's they made a lot of good moves, and like they're also happen to be good at what they do, which is part of it. But like, and it was always funny like around the time that they came out, and then you have all these bands who want to like copy what they're doing, and it's just like that's the other thing that people don't really think about too is like anytime some trend comes out like on the radio or something, like don't jump on it then because they planned that like months ago. Like you're just gonna get lumped in with everyone fucking else.
Like the ballads, like hair metal ballads in the 80s.
Oh yeah, right.
Every fucking
Right.
band did one.
Right.
And except
Right.
for a couple outstanding ones,
Right.
can you remember half those
Oh.
fucking ballads?
A lot of them sound the same.
Yeah.
But I mean that could have also been part of the label's doing too because it was selling at the time. But you know, for the most part, if like you're going to turn on the radio and if you're going to try to get more successful in music and you're in it to like make money or do something, you know, don't turn on the radio and copy what they're doing because that's already been done. Like you got to do something else. I mean, the same goes for like local bands too. Like if you're going to don't try to fucking be some other band that already exists, basically.
Because they're already doing it better.
They're doing it way better. Like they're doing it better than you could because guess what? You're not up there doing it. Like, you know, like you have to bring something better to the table than that.
Most definitely. But hey, Johnny, it is actually last call.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Where can the audience find you on social media and all that fun shit?
Well, the name of my band is Everdying. That's where you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. It's just Everdying. It's at Everdying. Everdying. I don't really use Twitter anymore, so don't even bother. Never worked out.
And they can buy the new album on Bandcamp?
Yeah, you can buy it. It's just everdying.bandcamp.com. It's also on iTunes. Anywhere you can find digital music. Just buy it through Bandcamp because honestly, I make more money than if you bought it off of iTunes. I only get like half of whatever iTunes is selling it for, maybe even less. I don't know. Just buy it on Bandcamp if that's what you want to do. If you want to just go download it, you can find it on fucking download sites. I don't fucking care. If you want to listen to it, listen to it. You want to download it? Sweet. If you like it, then maybe buy it. Whatever.
Though, if you are stealing it, at least tell people about it.
Yeah, but not to my face.
No. Don't tell Johnny about it.
Yeah,
But
don't
at
walk up to me and be like, yeah, man, I downloaded your shit and it was awesome. I'd be like, I mean, honestly, I don't even know that I care. Be like, well, thanks. I'm glad you like it.
At least tell your friends about it. If you're like, this is awesome,
Right.
at least tell your friends.
Yeah, I mean, just if you like it, just share it. You know, that's cool. Whatever. Honestly, like this full length and the last EP I put out are the only ones that I've actually started charging for. All my other stuff is for free. So go download the shit out of that. Whatever. It's on Spotify and all that. If you want to just stream it, go fucking push play, put it on repeat, and go to sleep. Turn your sound off. You know, you'll wake up and you'll have made me 25 cents.
Woohoo.
Hey, it's more money than I had before, and I didn't have to do anything for it.
Except for effort, writing, recording, mixing,
Well,
mastering.
yeah, but not them to, whatever. I did that because I like making music. I don't care.
True enough.
But yeah, just look up Everdying. It's one word, EVERDYING. And you'll just find it. And it's awesome, and you should like it. It sounds like Sweden.
Woo!
So basically, I guess, the sound that I was going for in the new one, since you're probably just not going to go listen to it if, you're expecting something and it's one other thing. One of my friends has started calling it Blackened Gothenburg. So it's melodic blackened death metal. There is a lot of HM2 in the guitar tone. So basically, what I was trying to go for is like, the dismember, entombed, like, old school Swedish death metal sound with a bunch of reverb, and it's more like black metal-ish and death metal, and there's a bunch of acoustic stuff. So, tone-wise, it's as if In Flames were God dethroned and recorded Dissection Storm of the Light's Bane at Sunlight Studios in 1993. That's what the production tries to sound like, but a little bit more modern. So, there you go. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll spend $9 on my album, and maybe you'll just download it and like it anyway, and then share it. I don't care.
Either way, get the fucking album.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good. Whatever.
I haven't listened to it yet.
That's okay.
I'm a bad friend.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll listen to it soon.
You'll listen to it right now.
All right, we're getting off air. So we can listen to Johnny's album. In the meantime, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter, and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. Do us a solid. Jump on iTunes, rate us, review us, tell your friends. Want to keep expanding the show? This is the second ever video episode, so once we actually have a home for the videos and all that shit, I will let you know where to find them. I'm still learning how to edit them. But until next time, drinking buddies, I always fuck up my sign off.
That's because there's no actual us, even though you keep saying us, it's just you.
Force a fucking habit.
Uh-huh.
I did have co-hosts for quite some time.
And you've also not had co-hosts for quite some time.
Fair enough. Until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.